answer.
Let's think about customization presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you only pay for what you need. So why aren't more things in life customizable? Like, why do I have to pay a full gym membership when I don't even use all the equipment? Like the rowing machine. I don't know about you, but I'm not doing a ton of manual lake travel these days.
Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Equal housing insurer.
Looking for ways to save with your Medicare plan? Walgreens is a preferred network pharmacy with many plans nationwide, which could mean lower copays for you. So bring your prescriptions to a Walgreens pharmacy today to start saving. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Walgreens participates as a preferred network pharmacy with United Healthcare, Cigna HealthSpring, and Express Scripts Medicare. For a complete list of available plans, please contact 1-800-MEDICARE. TTY users should call 1-877-486-2048. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or consult www.medicare.gov. Other pharmacies are available in our network.
Hi, this is Amy Jacobson. Spring is going to be here soon, and it's the perfect time to take notice of any paint issues. Call the professionals at CertaPro Painters right away to take care of your home. Our front porch and back porches were chipping and peeling, just an eyesore. But CertaPro Painters swooped in and made a huge difference. They also painted a majority of our rooms in our house, the quality, service, and attention to detail like no other paint company. You know, spring is the season of change. Time to change your wall color or exterior and transform your home with an updated new look. And if you want some help with colors, they've got you covered with in-home color consultation or online with a color visualizer. Don't put it off. Time to hire CertaPro Painters, your residential and commercial painting expert. Schedule a free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C, or call 1-800-GO-CERTA. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. CertaPro Painters, we do painting, you do life.
Rocket Mortgage is with you every step of the way to provide a seamless mortgage experience. Visit rocketmortgage.com today. Licensed in all 50 states, equal housing lender, NMLS number 3030.
5:12 and a check on the early morning roads in the AM 560 traffic center with Jim Talamonte.
Metro officials are anticipating a normal rush hour today despite yesterday's Amtrak signal problems, which disrupted service outside Union Station. The inbound Eisenhower, there is again access to the outbound Kennedy and through the Burns Circle onto Ida B. Wells going into downtown. Earlier, due to construction, all inbound Ike traffic had been forced to the outbound Ryan. Inbound Kennedy, ramps have reopened at Adams and Jackson after overnight closures. On the Ryan, there's outbound road work, 87th split. We're not seeing any expressway delays right now. We do have some residual delays on the CTA Blue Log, the Forest Park branch, after some police activity at Western. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer starts next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center and our meteorologist, Steve Williams.
A chilly day today, clouds and a high 36. Some evening snow tonight. Little or no accumulation, otherwise cloudy, low 24. Clouds for tomorrow and Sunday, the high tomorrow 33. Sunday's high only 24. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
24 in clouds at O'Hare, 26 at Midway, 24 in Aurora, and skies are fair. If you get south of I-80 this morning, in fact, clear skies reported in Kankakee. Your next news update is at 5:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts now on AM 560, The Answer.
Watch today's show live right now on the Income Store live video stream at 560theanswer.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. President Trump, again, walking away from the table with Kim Jong-un, ending the summit early. He wanted too much. He was willing to give too little. That's essentially what President Trump said. But in Trumpian style, he left the door open, suggesting that talks will continue.
Oh, okay.
We just left Chairman Kim. We had a really, I think, a very productive time. we thought, and I thought, and Secretary Pompeo felt that it wasn't a good thing to be signing anything. I'm going to let Mike speak about it. But we literally just left. We spent pretty much all day with Kim Jong-un, who is, he's quite a guy and quite a character, and I think our relationship is very strong. But at this time, we had some options, and at this time we decided not to do any of the options, and we'll see where that goes. But it was a very interesting 2 days, and I think actually it was a very productive 2 days, but sometimes you have to walk, and this was just one of those times.
According to North Korean media, they're a little surprised that President Trump canceled their luncheon, and they wanted some of the sanctions lifted, not all. They're asking for 5 out of the 12.
Yeah.
And so they're a little surprised when they say he stiffed them.
The introductory phrase, according to North Korean media, should really be underlined and bolded and exclamation points around it and all kinds of emojis, because that's not exactly a credible organization. It's slightly less credible than the D.C. press corps. That's how bad it is.
How bad is it?
Sean Hannity, our friend, colleague, Sean Hannity was there.
Yeah. I saw him on a scooter in Vietnam driving around. He almost missed his live shot.
Driving around on a scooter in Vietnam, if you're not familiar with it, it's dangerous business. I hope Sean's careful out there. But he had a question for the president. Basically, what message do you want taken away by the international community, such as it is, from the proceedings?
Was this mostly your decision, what message would you want to send Chairman Kim as he's listening to this press conference about the future and your relationship?
Well, Sean, I don't want to say it was my decision, because what purpose is that? I want to keep the relationship. We will keep the relationship. We'll see what happens over the next period of time. But as you know, we got our hostages back. There's no more testing. And one of the things, importantly, that Chairman Kim promised me last night is, regardless, he's not going to do testing of rockets and nuclear. Not going to do testing. So, I trust him, and I take him at his word. I hope that's true. But in the meantime, we'll be talking.
So talks will continue, and again, very Trumpian fashion, and this has been received poorly in certain circles, including conservative circles. He was complimentary of Kim Jong-un, talked about their relationship, and in particular, his comments on Otto Warmbier.
Yeah, that's, he was believing a murderous dictator over his own intel when he said this, to the surprise of many.
Have you in Singapore or here confronted Kim Jong-un about Otto Warmbier's death?
I have.
Asked him to take responsibility. And what did he say to you? And why do you call him your friend?
I have, and I have talked about it. And I really don't think it was in his interest at all. I know the Warmbier family very well. I think they're an incredible family. What happened is horrible. I really believe something very bad happened to him, and I don't think that the top leadership knew about it. And when they had to send him home, by the way, I got the prisoners back, I got the hostages back, and Otto was one of the hostages, but Otto came back in shape that was not even to be talked about. I thought it was horrible. Now, the others came back extremely healthy, but Otto came back in a condition that was just terrible.
I mean, do you really think Kim Jong-un had no idea the torturous, the horrific conditions that Otto Warmbier was living in? I mean, that's what I don't understand. Then he went on about prison time.
Those prisons are rough. They're rough places, and bad things happened. But I really don't believe that he was. I don't believe he knew about it.
Did he say? Did he tell you that he did not? Did Kim Jong-un tell you?
He felt badly about it. I did speak to him. He felt very badly. But he knew the case very well. But he knew it later. And you got a lot of people. A big country, a lot of people. And in those prisons and those camps, you have a lot of people. And some really bad things happened to Otto. Some really, really bad things.
Why are you willing
to
call
him? He tells me that he didn't know about it, and I will take him at his word.
And he left it there.
312-642-5600, Turnkey.pro answer line, 646-36DA, Turnkey.pro text line. How do you receive President Trump's comments generally, but specifically with respect to the North Koreans' murder of Otto Warmbier, which was what it was? So here's the thing. This is perhaps an extreme case, but this is just how Trump deals with everybody, particularly other world leaders, where he's trying to move a flag, if you will. And this is not rationalizing it because it wouldn't be my approach, but I'm just describing his approach. He did it with the Saudis and MBS. On the one hand, he calls Kim Jong-un Rocket Man on Twitter.
Right.
And on the other, he's, I
love him.
Well, I'm going to take him at his word. I don't think he had anything to do with it. Of course he had something to do with it. This is the most totalitarian, arguably the most totalitarian country on the planet. Of course, Kim Jong-un had everything to do with all of the torture and all of the murder that goes on in North Korea, including Otto Warmbier's.
Yeah, especially captured Americans.
I understand, but you also have to understand the approach. I mean, you can't be blind to the approach. So he's critical, he's ridiculing you in one breath, and in the next, when there is a deal to possibly be made, when there is the American flag to possibly advance, he's complimentary to the point almost of being obsequious. Again, that's not my approach, but I don't think you can take Trump at his word that he takes Kim Jong-un at his word, is my point.
Well, Fred Warmbier and his wife Cindy, the CNN played an interview that they did with him in 2017 where they specifically, unequivocally know that Kim Jong-un is to blame for their son's torture and murder.
His teeth look like they had been rearranged with a pair of pliers. You can only look at the evidence. A perfectly healthy young American visiting there, an innocent young American, comes home with severe brain damage. But it's not like it happened and they shipped him home immediately. It's a year later. These people are terrorists. Kim and his regime intentionally injured Otto.
Nobody should go there, ever. Nobody needs to go there. It was legal. He went with the tour group. Nobody needs to go there. The Wall Street Journal just went there. They show you what they want you to see. So why are we playing into this? Why do we play into this at all anymore? I mean, I don't want to see anyone else hurt or taken.
Yeah, I appreciate the perspective of the Warmbier family. This is not in question. Interesting interview in the New York Times by a North Korean diplomat who defected. Tai Yong-ho held embassy posts in Denmark, Sweden, Britain before he escaped to South Korea in 2016 with his wife and two sons. Of course, today he's a target for assassination and kidnapping and lives under the protection of the government in Seoul. He's asked by the New York Times, how would you describe Kim Jong-un? I think if we describe him rightly, he is intelligent and bright, but a merciless guy. Kim Il-sung, his grandfather, Kim Jong-il, his father, purged a lot of people, but they never killed family members. Kim Jong-un killed his uncle and half-brother. This kind of thing is really unprecedented in the Kim family. Intelligent and bright, but merciless. Yeah, that strikes me as accurate, and this is somebody probably who has more standing than just about anybody else on the planet to comment. Mark on the South Side, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. If Trump said anything else but what he said, and he outright accused Kim Jong-un of knowing what happened in that situation, wouldn't that be the end of negotiations and a possible agreement with the denuclearization of North Korea?
Well, I don't know. I mean, thanks for the call, Mark. I guess my point would be to say, again, Trump has alternatively said critical things, ridiculed him, name-calling, and then he offers what he offered at that post-game press conference. So now I don't think you have to go as far as Trump did to continue negotiations, because this isn't about everybody's delicate sensibilities. This is about respective national interests. So, no, again, what he had to say about Warmbier, and just generally, because we've talked about this before with other heads of state. This isn't new. Let's have institutional memory. he goes too far for my tastes with trying to butter up despots or, frankly, even sort of socialist would-be allies, the Justin Trudeau's, the Theresa Mays of the world. Greg and Schaumburg.
As a Cincinnati native, I can tell you that this is going to go over like a lead balloon down there.
Well, yeah.
And if this were 2016, he would be in huge trouble in carrying Hamilton County, specifically the 275 corridor that swings that against Cleveland. Secondly, Trump, I think, is doing this knowing the downside of it, and he's aware of it. But he has got to avoid the Roosevelt complex of negotiating on personality and relationships only. It's got to be hard attributes with Reagan, dobia no provia, trust but verify.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Greg. I mean, actually, the Reagan-Gorbachev relationship is a good example where they seemed to get on fairly well in private. Certainly that was how it was recounted by both, personality-wise, while Reagan was standing at the Brandenburg Gate saying, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. I like that approach better. Tom in Deer Park.
Yeah, the president's continuous flirtation with strongmen and dictators. He did it with MBS. He did it with Putin. And now he's doing it in North Korea. It's humiliating the way he cowers and looks up to them and treats it like an eighth grader might on the schoolyard. And this is the leader of the United States. And it's just a shame. And it's consistent with the way he's handled foreign policy and the way he comports himself his entire life.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Tom. The Trump's rhetoric, as you describe it, with respect to these dictators, varies markedly from the policy choices he's made with respect to those dictators in their countries, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
No, I don't believe that whatsoever.
Well, you're wrong then. I mean, you have this problem of falling into the Trumpian pattern that you dislike so much. He has been much tougher on Russia, sanctions-wise, with respect to their involvement in Syria, obviously with respect to an Iran deal that they wanted than, say, the previous administration. There are stiffer sanctions imposed on North Korea at present than there were under the previous regime.
Well, then why did he go? I'm not an expert on really, it's a tough thing, but why did he go to North Korea not knowing what he was going to get and walking away with nothing? Why did he do that?
Well, I mean,
to continue the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, the ultimate goal is a denuclearization of North Korea. But I mean, if you can't get what you want, then you walk because this is not somebody that you do something just to do something with. That's what sort of the political class has always done. Give the appearance of actual accomplishment, so you have something in a press release. This is walking away the way that Reagan did with Gorbachev in Reykjavik.
Do you think Reagan went to Reykjavik not knowing what he was doing? I think that he listened to his advisors and he had a good sense of what he knew and what he didn't know and what he could get and what he wasn't going to get. Donald Trump went there, and I don't know, we'll never know until Pompeo's book comes out. But I'm going to take a 100% stab that he refused to listen to Pompeo, and it's a huge embarrassment. And we'll find out in a dozen years when the book comes out. That's all I'm saying, Dan.
All right, thanks, Tom.
It's what Chicago is talking about. It's Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy on AM 560. The Answer.
Today's retirees are faced with many challenges, such as figuring out how to best manage your nest egg through volatility, inflation, and taxation. The financial waters can be tough to navigate. That's why Craig Bolanos of Wealth Management Group is inviting you to their complimentary educational dinner workshop on Tuesday, March 19th or Thursday, March 21st at 6 p.m. at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in South Barrington. Space is limited, so act now to reserve your seats. Call 833-WMG-PLAN or register online at investwithwmg.com.
Hey, we're still in the middle of cold and flu season, and as you know, what's just around the corner, springtime allergy season, and the change in weather can cause all kinds of problems with your body and your immune system. You need to protect yourself so that you stay healthy and feel better. And you need to do what I've started doing, and that's take Balance of Nature. It's an easy way to get your daily dose of fruits and veggies because we all know we aren't eating enough on our own. And that's where Balance of Nature comes in. 10 servings of 31 fruits and veggies in a single capsule. I know you've heard the testimonials, but I've met Dr. Douglas Howard, the founder of Balance of Nature, and he showed me the emails, played some voicemails, And he played me voicemails from happy and satisfied users of Balance of Nature. So get healthy by ordering Balance of Nature, and don't wait another day. Try it now before you get sick, and get 20% off of your order. Words are hard today. By using promo code Chicago. Call 800-246-8751. That's 800-246-8751, or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code Chicago for 20% off your first set of fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature.
Imagining a better bank starts with looking at the savings rates most banks offer and saying, really? Capital One is building something better. You can open a Capital One savings account with one of the nation's best savings rates from anywhere, like here, or here, or here. One of the nation's best savings rates. Opened online, at a Capital One location, or from anywhere. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
For consumers only. Offered by Capital One N.A. member FDIC. Copyright 2018 Capital One.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, it is the richest sports contract in North American history. And the player's not coming to the Cubs or the White Sox.
And but Jason Witten's coming back. How about that?
And yeah,
coming out of retirement in the NFL in your mid-30s.
Get him out of that ESPN booth. He was not good on Monday Night Football.
I don't agree with that. I thought he was actually pretty good.
Better than Booger.
Then who?
Yeah.
Booger McFarland.
Oh.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Illinois State's finest.
I agree with that for sure.
Booger McFarland?
I'm gonna defer to Mike Scott.
You have a
on
baby
that.
and you're like, oh, he's so cute. Let's name him Booger.
I think that was a nickname, Amy.
I'm on it.
Yeah, not his Christian name. This just did. And now I'm going to defer to Mike Scott for the news.
24 degrees outside, cloudy skies. Metra and Amtrak services are back to normal this morning after an Amtrak signal problem caused big problems at Union Station in Chicago. The trouble started yesterday morning and really bogged things down during yesterday's evening rush. Jim Talamonte has an update on the situation with Metra and Union Station in just a moment. President Trump back at the White House after returning from his second summit with the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. The president left the summit in Vietnam after he and Kim failed to reach a deal on denuclearization. Speaking through a translator today, North Korea's foreign minister says his country only asked for sanction relief against the civilian economy to be lifted.
We understood that it could be more difficult for the United States to take measures in the field of military yet. That is why we proposed the removal of partial sanctions. Ri
Yong-ho says North Korea was willing to give up missile testing and let sanctions against the military remain in place. Both sides are offering differing statements as to why talks broke down. Second bill on gun background checks is headed to the Senate and an uncertain future after it passed the Democrat-led House. House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy says he does not view North Korean leader Kim Jong-un as a friend to the U.S. Talking with reporters yesterday, McCarthy was pressed about the president's comments about Kim and American Otto Warmbier after their second summit. NASA closer to taking what it calls an absolutely critical first step toward putting astronauts back in orbit. NASA and SpaceX have finalized plans to launch a test dummy this weekend aboard the Crew Dragon, which will be on a Falcon 9 rocket. Air travel fans taking to social media to express their joy now that Southwest Airlines has been given FAA approval to begin flying to Hawaii. 2 Chicago police officers and another driver are recovering following a crash on the south side near Marquette and South Cottage Grove. And state health officials are warning people who pass through Midway Airport and Del Nor Hospital in Geneva, maybe thousands last week, that they may have been exposed to the measles. The Illinois Department of Public Health says a state resident with the measles arrived at Concourse B at Midway on February 22nd. As a result, people in the airport between 9 p.m. and midnight may have been exposed, and even more people may have been exposed after that person sought treatment in the emergency room at Del Nor Hospital February 24. Bulls are set to play the Hawks tonight in Atlanta. Blackhawks in L.A. They'll take on the Kings tomorrow. College hoops, Northwestern keeps tumbling. They lost to Minnesota 62-50. In the Horizon, UIC defeated by Oakland 86-72. The news service of La Quinta Inns and Suites. If you're traveling for work, make your next stop La Quinta by Wyndham. Their spacious rooms and free high-speed internet makes it easy to work, while their comfortable beds and bright-side breakfast make it easy to relax. Win at business wherever you go. Book at lq.com. 5:35 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
You probably don't realize this, but between you and your employer, you've contributed as much as 12.4% of your earnings to Social Security, and you've been doing this since your very first paycheck as a kid. Add it up over 40 or 50 years, and it could make your 401k contributions look like chump change. But there's one big problem. Claiming your Social Security benefits is complicated, confusing, and riddled with trapdoors. Hi, this is Tom Portino. According to PBS and Boston University professor Lawrence Kotlikoff, the Social Security Handbook has 2,278 separate rules governing its benefits, and it has thousands upon thousands of explanations of those rules. Talk about a user's nightmare. Learn how you can help get what's yours. The answers are in our new reports on maximizing your Social Security benefit. It includes little-known strategies that could earn you tens of thousands of dollars more, even as much as $100,000 over your lifetime. This could be a game changer. Call right now to receive this information. 630-519-4742. That's 630-519-4742.
Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Wealth Advisors, Inc.
Pain drugs are addictive and have side effects. Get off the drugs, get rid of the pain. You don't need to live with chronic pain. Let's repeat, you do not have to live in pain. Chronic pain is the worst, from an accident or pain that just develops. Dr. Ken Candido is one of the most respected and successful pain doctors in the world. Dr. Candido will work to find the source of your chronic pain and fix it. He teaches pain management around the world and has been voted one of Chicago's best pain doctors several times. Okay, you get it. He's the pain doctor you need. Dr. Candido, Chicago anesthesia and pain specialist, will help you get off the pain medication and all of its side effects. You can get your life back. Drugs mask the pain, find the source, and fix it. Call Dr. Ken Candido and make an appointment with a cutting-edge, respected, and successful pain physician. Go to mypainchicago.com. That's mypainchicago.com. Thousands have been helped with their chronic pain. You be the next one. Get the phone number and all the info at mypainchicago.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 4343 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 4343. Enjoy.
Check out Ground Game, the latest podcast from the Associated Press discussing the top political issues around the country. Available on Apple Podcasts.
5:38. We're tracking out of South America this morning reports of a massive 7.1 earthquake hitting southern Peru near Ozangaro. That may be a name you're familiar with. That's right near the shores of Lake Titicaca. So we'll keep our eyes on that for you as Jim Talamonte keeps an eye on the roads in the AM 560 Traffic Center.
Light boards at O'Hare and Midway are showing some delays this morning, especially for departures to LaGuardia, New York, where there's weather. Edens looks good at this hour, the Kennedy as well. Reversible lanes are open inbound. Not seeing delays yet on the Eisenhower. Inbound Stevenson, it's getting a little congested around Pulaski. So is the inbound ride approaching downtown Chicago. Outbound construction on the ride from 87th split to 3 left lanes. I-57 good. Bishop Ford as well. No tollway delays to report right now. Traffic is moving nicely on I-80 and in northwest Indiana. Metro so far is on schedule despite yesterday's signal issues, which disrupted service. The line's heading in and out of Union Station. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1-hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Cloudy, chilly, 36 today, 24 and snow overnight, cloudy and 33 tomorrow, and bitter cold headed for Sunday night into Monday morning. 24 at O'Hare, 25 along the lakefront. Your next news update is at 6. And Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Watch today's show live right now on the Income Store live video stream at 560theanswer.com.
Listen to podcasts of Joe Walsh and Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. I want to get to Little Lori and Queen Sugar, but we'll take a couple more calls. Our discussion on President Trump, his post-game press conference, post-mortem on the summit with Kim Jong-un, and in particular, some of his soft peddling of Kim Jong-un's, to my mind, obvious culpability for Otto Warmbier's murder in particular. Steve on 9094, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Yes, good morning, Dan and Amy. Basically, regarding President Trump, you had a good analogy there. Talk about someone who's got the 8th grade high school mentality, but he's got wisdom and some common sense in ways that a lot of the diplomats maybe don't have, and, you know, that type of finesse. But Kim Jong-un, I mean, gosh, it's sad, but they're metamorphosized into something, who knows, killing their own family, and God knows. Have a good day, folks.
All right, thanks for the call, Steve.
And hundreds of thousands of people in North Korea are living in poverty and horrible conditions and imprisoned.
Yes.
It's a communist country. He's a little dictator, and President Trump seems in awe of him.
No.
And that's or is that an act, Dan?
I just like in awe. Yeah, I don't think he's in awe of
the
Putin.
Lovely letters he wrote.
I don't think he's in awe of Kim Jong-un. I don't think he's in awe of MBS. Trump is so interesting because he induces the hyperbole from critics that he is wont to use. And so you have these sort of distorted conversations. I think it's mostly tactical, the way that he talks about some of these dictators that he crosses swords with. I think he goes too far. I go back just to repeat, you can be cordial interpersonally for the purposes of advancing America's interests, but in terms of making sure the world understands where America is, I like the Reagan approach. We'll be cordial here. I'm going to go stand at the Brandenburg Gate and say, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. I'm going to call your country what it is, the evil empire. I'm going to call communism what it is, despotism. I'm going to underscore the misery the Soviet Union has imposed on tens of millions for 100 years. I'm going to be specific, like Solzhenitsyn was, about the gulags and the torture and the murder. Now, you want to do a deal that frees people and advances America's interests? Let's do a deal. I like that approach. Tom in Blue Island.
Hey, good morning, Dan and Amy. Thanks for taking the call. Possibly if the three previous administrations hadn't been kissing that little dog-eating jerk's butt, this wouldn't be happening. What Trump said was out of line. I would agree with that. This poor American kid, I don't know what the heck he was doing over there in the first place. What happened to him was terrible. Maybe he can call the parents and say, look, this is what I got to do to try to make a deal with this guy. Clinton gave this guy nuclear power. And I mean, geez, you got Tom in Deer Park there saying that Trump's out of line. I find that incredible, you guys.
Thanks for the call, Tom. Appreciate it. Chip in St. Charles.
I would just like to make the point that if Hillary Clinton was president, she would have gone over to visit Kim Jong-un. She would have taken a $100 million donation to the Clinton Foundation. She would have declared a victory, dropped all the sanctions, and told America that everything is okay now. So in other words, she would have sold us out. And at least we don't have Trump doing that.
All right. Thanks for the call, Chip. Ed in Oak Brook.
Very interesting discussion. I like how Amy said hundreds of thousands in poverty in North Korea and in prison. Well, guess what, Amy? We have millions of people in poverty here in America and millions more in prison.
Wow.
And as far as Otto goes, he probably shouldn't have gone there in the first place. Okay, that's fine. Well, what administration was that under? I think it was Obama. But you don't hear this happening with Trump. You don't see Iran with their little speedboats attacking U.S. So if he's got to fluff this guy up, to the media, you know what? He's doing it because none of us were talking to that guy. There's only been about, 5 or 6 Americans that have ever talked to this Kim Jong-un. He was there, and all these tough talkers that are calling in over here, they weren't there. So maybe you got to fluff these guys up once in a while to get something done. Have a nice day.
Okay, thanks for the call. I mean,
remember all those public hearings they had in North
understand.
Korea when he was he was crying. Otto was in front of some judicial board or whatever they call that, North Korea.
Star Chamber, I think would be more
But I
accurate.
mean, how could Kim Jong-un not, have a hand in it? In determining the torture that it was given to him.
Kim Jong-un doesn't know Americans who are being held prisoner.
Yeah, right.
Come on. Again, arguably the most brutal dictator of the most totalitarian society on the planet. And he should be given the benefit of the doubt? No, of course not. The fluffing comment that Ed made, I get that to an extent. But when the President of the United States starts to sound like Dennis Rodman talking about Kim Jong-un, I get uncomfortable. Jim in Tampa.
Good morning, guys. I think your comments are on, Dan. I love what Trump is doing in the presidency. But I think in this moment, his ability to close a deal as a great salesman and use tactics, as you said earlier, has to take a back seat to the signals he sends as the leader of the free world. Look at it from the perspective of a poor or low person somewhere in the world who looks to America as sort of a beacon of freedom. And that's what Reagan understood. He understood that position he stood in and what it meant around the world, what his words did. And I think sometimes Trump misses that.
Thanks, Jim.
And by the way, Otto was picked up. He was picked up at the Pyongyang International Airport in January 2nd, 2016, when he was waiting to leave to fly out of North Korea. And he was taken into custody for tearing down a poster in the hallway of some dorm he was staying in.
All right, I'm interested in this next caller's comparison. John in Lombard, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer. This is the declaration. This is like the declaration of the liberation of Europe.
Well, I mean, there's some things that are important that matter. The point is, there's a picture of Roosevelt, Churchill, yucking it up with Stalin over there. Stalin was a pretty nasty son of a gun. You got a greater cause to do things. We don't know what Trump is up to. What do you want him to do? Just go and just keep up the terror and just keep up the hatred, and this is going to be our number one enemy. And where's it going to go?
Well,
let's play it out and try and get something going on with it.
Well, that's fine. That's why. Thanks for the call. So John was making a Yalta comparison. I don't see it that way. But I told you what I wanted him to do, and I told you the model that I suggested he follow, the Reagan model with respect to the Soviet Union. I don't know why that's I don't know why that's out of bounds, and frankly, I haven't heard anybody disagree with it on point. In terms of letting it play out, yeah, I'm fine. Look, there were conservatives in National Review's op-ed out yesterday, reiterating their criticism of Trump sitting down with Kim Jong-un in the first place. I'm not opposed to that. So letting it play out, seeing what he can get done. I'm not opposed to that. But the how he does it, just as obviously the infamous press conference now with Putin, the how he does it, the words that he uses are important. Words are the currency of politics, as a great man once said. You know who that great man, Amy, was?
Dan Proft.
That's right. Craig in Mount Greenwood, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hey, Dan and Amy. Yeah, Dan, I believe you're really on the right track there with what Trump's up to. Talk is cheap. He basically gives a lot. He gives in a lot, like with regard to talk, but he doesn't give in on anything that's important or substantive. He basically wants to make a really good deal, and I believe it sincerely. He's not looking to basically just like this one caller talked about what would happen if you had a Clinton going over there or something like that. He's not like that. He gives all the soft talk and all that stuff, but he's got a goal in mind, and he's going for it. And we just have to give him some room. I just believe we got to give him some room and not get tangled up on his niceties to this guy.
All right, thanks, Greg.
It's amazing. It's amazing. When I said those things, damn things, I got so many documents when I was sitting there protecting everything.
The stories you need to know to start your day. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
A storm is on the horizon, and you need to keep the lights on no matter what. Your business relies on the power being on 24/7. It's the lifeblood of your data and computer systems. Weather-related outages from the power company are not acceptable. Your need for a source of power that's reliable 24/7, along with round-the-clock service that can dispatch technicians to your site immediately, is mission critical. Your business needs Charles Equipment Energy Systems on speed dial. These are the big boys, not residential or solar, but reliable industrial generators for emergency backup or events. When you need more than a 100-foot extension cord plugged into a small engine generator, call Charles Equipment Energy Systems. They keep the lights on with rental generators for job sites or power outages. The storm season is here. Plan ahead. Call now to prepare generators for sudden damage and potential power outages. Call 630-834-6000. That's 630-834-6000 or charlesequipment.com. charlesequipment.com.
Let's think about customization presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you only pay for what you need. So why aren't more things in life customizable? Like, why do I have to pay a full gym membership when I don't even use all the equipment? Like the rowing machine. I don't know about you, but I'm not doing a ton of manual lake travel these days.
Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Equal housing insurer.
Looking for ways to save with your Medicare plan? Walgreens is a preferred network pharmacy with many plans nationwide, which could mean lower copays for you. So bring your prescriptions to a Walgreens pharmacy today to start saving. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Walgreens participates as a preferred network pharmacy with United Healthcare, Cigna HealthSpring, and Express Scripts Medicare. For a complete list of available plans, please contact 1-800-MEDICARE. TTY users should call 1-877-486-2048. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or consult www.medicare.gov. Other pharmacies are available in our network.
This is Dan Proft. If you listen to Chicago's Morning Answer, you know I support life from conception to natural death. You may not know I was adopted. Wouldn't it be a shame if my courageous birth mother denied the world of my dizzying intellect? Because I am adopted, I'm also a strong proponent of life-affirming pregnancy centers like Waterleaf's Women's Clinic in Aurora. Waterleaf opened in 2009 and has provided free services such as pregnancy testing and ultrasounds for more than 4,000 clients in 186 cities. They have celebrated the birth of more than 1,000 babies and have an incredible opportunity to do even more. Waterleaf is building a clinic adjacent to the third largest abortion provider in the country with the chance to intercept 350 to 400 women who abort their children there each month. Waterleaf has raised $1.8 million of the $3 million necessary, but they need your help. Please consider making a donation or connecting them to someone with the means to provide a gift. Every dollar counts. Visit their website at onechoiceonelife.org. That is onechoiceonelife.org. And, of course, continue to pray. We are winning this battle for life.
Improving your home? Why not make it easy? Don't miss the free Home and Garden Show this weekend only at the Tinley Park Convention Center. Find the ultimate in savings and convenience with thousands of the latest home products and services for the freshest ideas to remodel, repair, and beautify your home, inside and out. Get trusted advice on your upcoming projects as you speak with local and national experts who will help you with all of your home improvement needs. And be sure to attend the free expert seminars and live cooking shows all weekend. See quality indoor and outdoor furniture, amazing deals on mattresses and adjustable beds, the latest appliances by Grand, and so much more. Plus, don't miss the huge plant sale by Ted's Greenhouse. And test drive the new Transit Connect by Ford right from the show. From interiors to exteriors, from decor to outdoor, you'll find it all at the huge Home and Garden Show this weekend at the Tinley Park Convention Center on Harlem Avenue north of I-80 with free admission and parking. For details, visit tinleyparkshow.com. That's tinleyparkshow.com.
Hi, this is Amy Jacobson. Spring is going to be here soon, and it's the perfect time to take notice of any paint issues. Call the professionals at CertaPro Painters right away to take care of your home. Our front porch and back porches were chipping and peeling, just an eyesore. But CertaPro Painters swooped in and made a huge difference. They also painted a majority of our rooms in our house, the quality, service, and attention to detail like no other paint company. You know, spring is the season of change. Time to change your wall color or exterior and transform your home with an updated new look. And if you want some help with colors, they've got you covered with in-home color consultation or online with a color visualizer. Don't put it off. Time to hire CertaPro Painters, your residential and commercial painting expert. Schedule a free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C, or call 1-800-GO-CERTA. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. CertaPro Painters, we do painting, you do life.
Hey guys, Ken here from the hit podcast Today's Growth. Who would win a 3-mile bicycle race, an 11-year-old girl or last year's winner of the Tour de France? It all depends on the bicycle. It depends on their vehicle. Both on a 10-speed and the pro racer is going to win every time. But put the racer on a tricycle and the 11-year-old wins every time. You see, it's not the driver, it's the vehicle. When it comes to generating revenue, it's exactly the same. If you have a job or a small business, you are riding a tricycle. You can only go so fast. If you need to make up lost ground, it's not going to happen on a tricycle. No matter how fast you pedal, it's simply not going to win the race. Why do many people with no schooling and no advanced degree often become very wealthy? Simple. They choose to only ride 10 speeds. When it comes to helping people create their next revenue model, both Forbes and Inc. recommend Income Store as a can't miss when it comes to putting people on a 10-speed. Could your household or business use an additional revenue model that doesn't solely depend on you? If so, you need to check out IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
Let's think about customization presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you only pay for what you need. So why aren't more things in life customizable? Like, why do I have to pay a full gym membership when I don't even use all the equipment? Like the rowing machine. I don't know about you, but I'm not doing a ton of manual lake travel these days.
Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, equal housing insurer.
Looking for ways to save with your Medicare plan? Walgreens is a preferred network pharmacy with many plans nationwide, which could mean lower copays for you. So bring your prescriptions to a Walgreens pharmacy today to start saving. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Walgreens participates as a preferred network pharmacy with United Healthcare, Cigna HealthSpring, and Express Scripts Medicare. For a complete list of available plans, please contact 1-800-MEDICARE. TTY users should call 1-877-486-2048. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or consult www.medicare.gov. Other pharmacies are available in our network.
AM 560, The Answer.
I've got some bad news for you, Amy. New England Patriots owner R. Kraft pled not guilty to 2 counts of misdemeanor solicitation yesterday.
Oh, is he going to pretend that he's got the early stages of dementia and he doesn't remember being dropped off there by a driver?
No, I don't believe so. But the bad news is that this makes it all the more likely that the alleged video of the incidents that law enforcement has will come out, and I don't want to see anything from our Kraft come out.
I mean, he liked that place so much that he went back. He was there before the AFC Championship game, then took his private jet to Kansas City for the game, then flew back and went straight back to the naughty joint. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Also, this story about the woman who bailed out R. Kelly.
Yeah, she met him on I think it was an Odyssey dinner cruise.
Yeah, like 4 months ago.
4 months ago, yeah.
She's known for 4 months, and she posted $100,000 to get him out of the joint.
Wow, must have been quite a dinner.
Valencia Patrice Love, a former daycare center secretary. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. A daycare center secretary, board secretary.
I didn't know they
No, board secretary. She's on the board of the
Oh, she's
center.
on the board of it. Okay.
But somebody affiliated with the daycare center posted R. Kelly's $100,000 bond. Welcome to Chicago.
Well, she also owns a restaurant in Blue Island, isn't she?
Yes, Love on the Blue, BLU.
Oh, I see what she did there.
This just in, Blue Island, much like the Holy Roman Empire, neither blue nor an island.
Okay. How did it get its name Blue Island?
She said, though, of R. Kelly, if anybody knows me, they know I effing hate pedophiles. Hate them with an effing passion. Okay.
But yet you gave money so that one could be released on bond.
In 2015, Miss Love filed for bankruptcy, citing a $2,700 in parking ticket debt. Well, sure, another parking ticket victim in Chicago. But she and her husband received a $1.1 million settlement from Children's Memorial. According to court documents, the couple sued the hospital for wrongful death after their daughter died during a heart operation in their facilities.
Yeah, they each got $1.1 million each. So that's where the money came from, I'm sure.
Just 47 years old, Valencia Patrice Love, R. Kelly's friend for now. So just want to give you an update on R. Kelly and our craft, particularly as we'll see the R. Kelly saga play out here locally.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Speaking of local, we're going to talk to Carmia Tang. Her son was murdered in Chicago, and she doesn't appreciate the media coverage and resources that were devoted to Jussie Smollett versus those families like hers who have lost a child.
And later, pay up or your dog gets it. We'll explain. But first, into the newsroom we go. Here's Mike Scott.
Metra and Amtrak services restored after signal problems. WIND Chicago News Time is 6 o'clock.
A different spin on the summit. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President Trump says he walked away from talks with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un over demands for total relief from economic sanctions, but a top North Korean official says today that's not quite right. Fox's Simon Owens live in Hanoi, Vietnam.
Chris, at a news conference in the middle of the night here, North Korea's top diplomat saying Kim Jong-un did not ask President Trump to lift sanctions in their entirety, as the president claimed he did. And a high-ranking U.S. official is backing that up, clarifying that while North Korea did want a number of penalties lifted, it did not ask for relief from all sanctions. While President Trump is back in Washington, Kim is still here, smiling and embracing the Vietnamese president at the start of a state visit. Chris?
Simon, thanks. President Trump says about his former attorney, Michael Cohen.
He just was not much of an attorney, that I will tell you.
The president tells Fox's Sean Hannity about Cohen's House testimony Wednesday.
A lot of people thought he was very bad. I watched some of it. I thought it was a terrible display of dishonesty.
Cohen worked for President Trump for more than 10 years and now calls him a liar and a con man. Cohen's sentenced to 3 years in prison for financial crimes and lying to Congress. Strange last words and a violent outburst during a Texas execution last night.
Billy Wayne Coble replied, "That'll be $5," when asked for his last words. Moments later, lethally injected. As Coble closed his eyes for the last time, his son, daughter-in-law, and a friend became emotional and violent, yelling obscenities, punching and kicking others in the witness room. Corrections officers had to restrain and arrest them. They say nothing like this has ever happened before. Coble was convicted for killing his wife's parents and brother near Waco, Texas, nearly 30 years ago when his wife asked for a divorce. Jack Callahan, Fox News.
The pilot of an Indian military plane shot down in Pakistan has been brought to the border to be handed back over to India. This is Fox News.
Skies are cloudy. We have 24 degrees, 6:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Metra and Amtrak services back to normal this morning after an Amtrak signal problem caused huge delays at Union Station. Yesterday evening, thousands of commuters stranded for a time during the height of the evening rush. State health officials are warning people who pass through Midway Airport and Del Nor Hospital in Geneva last week they may have been exposed to the measles. The Illinois Department of Public Health says a state resident with the measles arrived in Concourse B of Midway February 22nd. More people may have been exposed after the same person sought treatment in the emergency room of Del Nor Hospital February 24th. Bail denied for a 17-year-old boy charged with murdering a Northside College prep student. Police say Luis Castellan shot and killed 17-year-old Emmanuel Gallegos while riding in a vehicle Monday along West Addison. That teenage suspect was arrested Wednesday. The Elgin City Council has hired a law firm to take a look at the deadly 2018 police shooting near that community. The City Council approving a contract with Hilliard Heights on a 7-1 vote. They'll conduct an independent investigation into the death of DeCynthia Clements, who was shot and killed last March by Lieutenant Christian Jensen along I-90. Bulls set to take on the Hawks tonight in Atlanta. Chicago's won 4 of 5. Blackhawks in L.A. prepping to face the Kings tomorrow. Big Ten college hoops. Northwestern lost to Minnesota 62-50. The news service of La Quinta Inns and Suites. If you're traveling for work, make your next stop La Quinta by Wyndham. Their spacious rooms and free high-speed internet makes it easy to work, while their comfortable beds and bright-side breakfast make it easy to relax. Win at business wherever you go. Book at lq.com. 6:04 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher says we can learn from the fake beating case.
The damage that this guy caused with this horrible, horrible accusation. If we haven't learned anything, we should learn that the media better stop jumping to conclusions We need to stop jumping to conclusions. Everybody needs to stop jumping to conclusions. We need a wake-up call.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
Texting enrolls for recurring automated marketing text messages. Message and data rates may apply. Texting privacy rules and terms and conditions at textrules.us.
Has dinner got you down? Sick of awful frozen meals or unhealthy fast food? Don't despair, because Martha Stewart is doing a free taste test, giving away 3 full-size meals from her new meal kit delivery service, Martha and Marley Spoon. All fresh ingredients with Martha's delicious and easy recipes. You're eating in just 30 minutes. To be part of Martha's at-home taste test and get 3 free meals, be one of the first 100 people to text the word food to 246810. It's so easy. Text us now. Martha and Marley Spoon meals are easy, simple, and delicious. And right now, Martha wants you to enjoy 3 of her best 30-minute meals for free, so you can save time and enjoy eating dinner again. To be part of Martha's at-home taste test and get your 3 free meals, be one of the first 100 people to text food to 246810. That's food to 246810. Food to 246810.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-700-1368. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-700-1368. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-700-1368. 1-800-700-1368.
It's the final week of Staples' Chair event. Save up to 40% on a huge selection of chairs for your home or office. Now, the Staples Merit Desk Chair is just $99.99. That's a $70 savings. Ends 3/2/19 while supplies last. Staples.
6:06 and a check on the roads in the AM 560 traffic center. Here is Jim Talamonte.
Metro is reporting no significant delays right now despite yesterday's major service disruption. Amtrak signal issues. Chicago's west side crash at Harrison West and Independence. Maybe some extrication needed. Hannity inbound traffic slow Cumberland to Lawrence. It's 25 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Outbound 20 on Eisenhower. Scattered delays start at Manheim. 35 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 32, crash at Damon blocking 2 left lanes. Inbound Stevenson, 38 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Ryan is 20 minutes, 95th to downtown. Bishop 4, 22 minutes, 80-94th. Emerge northbound Lakeshore Drive at Chicago Avenue. Crash reported. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1-hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center and our meteorologist, Steve Williams.
Today, mostly cloudy, chilly, and a high 36. Some evening snow tonight. Little or no accumulation, otherwise a cloudy night, low 24. Tomorrow and Sunday, mostly cloudy, high tomorrow 33. Sunday's high 24. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
It is 24 at O'Hare. Next news, 6:30, and Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Watch today's show live right now on the Income Store live video stream at 560theanswer.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. This op-ed last week has gotten a lot of attention, and deservedly so. It's from a mom in Chicago named Carmia Tang, who lost her only son, Jeremy Alexander Tang, when he was murdered, shot and killed in Chicago, September 3rd of 2017, just short of his 21st birthday, right?
Yep.
I believe he's a student at Miles College in Alabama.
He sure was.
And I don't
He
know,
played football in high school here in Chicago.
did he play? And well, we'll ask her if he played football at Miles College as well. But she makes the point in this op-ed that was posted at FoxNews.com. Her son Jeremy's murder case among more than 700 unsolved murders in Chicago. I'm disgusted by the national media attention that the Jussie Smollett case has received. Meanwhile, right now we have hundreds of mothers left with unanswered questions and unsolved cases. For more on this topic, her son's case, and just the larger point about the focus of people's attention and taxpayers' resources, we're pleased to be joined by Maria Tang. Ms. Tang, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So, just give us your perspective on both the media as well as locally here, police, and how they handled the Jussie Smollett case versus how they handled your son's case, since you have first-person experience.
Well, like I said, it started out as I was outraged at the Jussie Smollett case because of the attention that it received. When I looked at the TV one day and they said 12 detectives was on this one case. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying to myself, I'm in a support group with women who've lost children, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, I don't think there's one mother that got more than one detective on her case. And why does he get 12 detectives? Is it because he's a star? You know, and I'm like, it just disgusted me. And don't get me wrong, I don't advocate anyone getting hurt in any type of crime. So I'm not saying the alleged crime against him was okay. What I'm saying is, why did he get 12 detectives? And we have grieving mothers out here that don't get 12 detectives. We have all this backlog DNA. So much of that time, they could have formed that task force of 12 detectives to solve some of these unsolved murders.
Yeah, and the
That's where I was standing.
the Jussie Smollett case, it wasn't even a homicide. I mean, he had a little scratch on his face.
And it wasn't even that.
And it wasn't even, that was self-inflicted too. But you wrote in your op-ed that you said, my son is only a statistic, not a national news story. Can you talk about that, please?
Yes. All the way back in November of last year, when I would call the detective and I would say any updates on the case, and this case was almost a year old. It was a year old then. And I'm calling the updates, but we're waiting on DNA. So I'm like, okay, why is this okay for everyone, all the other mothers I would talk to? Well, we didn't get any DNA. And don't get me wrong, the DNA might not solve the crime, but the fact that it's not even important enough to be processed was not okay with me. So this is when my fight began. I started saying, why isn't this DNA processed? So the story aired, and then Jason Knowles aired the story. Then Patricia Van Delt, the senator of Illinois, she held a hearing about backlog DNA and unsolved murders. Do you know only 2 senators showed up?
Well, tell us about your son.
My fight continued.
Yeah. I'd like to know more about your son, Jeremy Tang, where he went to high school. I know he played football, and where was he shot?
He wrestled and played football and played water polo at Julian High School in Chicago. I found it really strange for him to do water polo because I couldn't swim, and I don't even know how he learned to swim. But he must have learned in summer camp. But he was very good. They had a very excellent water polo team, football, and wrestling. And he went to Miles College, and at the particular time of his death, he wasn't in school because he was going to be a junior, and you know how your children want to be adults, and he wanted to do an apartment thing, and it didn't work out, and at the last minute, his roommates backed out. So there were no more dorms left because Miles is a really small college in Alabama. Mm-hmm. And there weren't any more dorms left. So he had to stay here, and at the time, he was working 2 jobs. And one of his jobs, FedEx said, well, he was such a good employee, they would pay for him to go back to school in January. So that's what ended up why he was still here, because it's like 2 days before he was supposed to leave for school, his roommates backed out.
Can you tell? Can you tell us the circumstances of his murder?
I'm not allowed to talk too much about the case because it's an ongoing investigation, but I can tell you that I was barbecuing, it was the holiday, and he left the house, and I asked him where he was going, and he said he was going to get his girlfriend. He had the same girlfriend all through high school and all through college, and he said he was going through to pick up his girlfriend, and he never returned. So I've heard various stories, but I don't know what's true, but I don't want to leak any information that might hurt the police's
Sure.
investigation.
You know, it's interesting you talk about his murder not being a national story. We have had murders in Chicago that became national stories, even international stories. Yeah, I think of Hadiya Pendleton, right? And President Obama bringing Hadiya Pendleton's parents to a State of the Union address to highlight the case, to highlight Chicago violence to some extent. But it doesn't seem to change the way this city operates. And to me, that's as much of a frustration. Obviously, not every case is going to get the same type of media coverage, maybe even the police resources, because just the facts are so different in every case. But if you could speak to that, since you've been having to deal with this, not just the grief, but also, when you said, in a support group with other stories and other families, is that part of the frustration, too? It's almost no matter what kind of profile whose story gets, it just doesn't change what's happening on the ground in the city.
Right, and that's the frustration. And I want to explain to everybody, I don't expect special treatment. I just want equal treatment.
Yeah, I understand.
We have a 17% murder rate, and that's all they're solving is 17% of the crimes, which is really bad for the past 3 years. And here we are, I talked to some of the other mothers. I was lucky enough to have a detective that communicated with me, but some of the mothers have never even met the detectives in their case. And I can go back to I don't want to say the wrong thing, but we had 2 men killed up north, and one of them was named Ross, and they had a 40 detective task team. 40 people were working on those 2 murders, and the inner city murders are just not getting any attention. And we just want the same amount of effort put on the murders in the inner city as in the up north or as in the celebrities. Of course, some cases are going to be high profile because they're stars or something. But one case, especially not even a murder case, should not get 12 detectives. Like I said, there was 2 murders up north around Christmas time.
Right, I know what you're talking
about. They
about.
had 40 detectives on those 2 murders.
Now, we had the president of the Fraternal Order of Police on the show yesterday. We asked him about your op-ed and the question, and he said he asked Eddie Johnson about this too. Were any resources, detective resources, moved off of investigating homicide cases to Jussie Smollett? And he said that Eddie Johnson told him no, there was no negative impact on open murder cases, the investigation of those cases, because of the resources that were devoted to Smollett. Do you believe that?
Well, I'm not going to say I don't believe it because I don't work for the police. But what I can say is that they could scrape up 12 detectives to work on the Jussie Smollett case, then they can build a task force team of 12 detectives to work on some of these unsolved murders. I would never say that he's lying. I don't work there. But if you could easily sweep up 12 detectives, I've never seen a crime been solved and broke. Well, not solved because it's not complete, but broke down, video arrived, everything in such a short time. Now, they need to use those same detectives to solve these murders. If they could uncrack this hoax, they need the same detectives to uncrack some of these murders.
That's a good point. How do you survive? I mean, I can't imagine he was your only son, and by all accounts, he seems like a wonderful young man. How are you surviving? How do you find the strength every day to keep going?
Well, I come from a strong background. Don't get me wrong, it's devastating, but I keep busy. Like I said, when I first started this, I've been trying to fight for these mothers. It started out just about me. Then as I began meeting people in the journey, and I just started fighting for everybody. So I keep busy. I work. I work for the post office. So I'm always busy with that. And then after that, I'm always trying to reach out to a news outlet or reach out to a senator or reach out to someone to try to get some of these cases solved. And the big thing about me with this DNA, like right now, a story just aired on CBS about all these women that are missing and murdered, and some of the cases are matching with the rapes, but the DNA is backlogged. Well, I brought up the DNA in November, and only 2 senators wanted to be bothered to hear the story.
Yeah, you make the point in your op-ed, Illinois Crime Lab currently backed up and processing more than 13,000 cases of DNA for various crimes in Chicago.
Right, for various crimes.
Yeah,
yes.
right. And so, what has been the response, and maybe even a commitment for more action, if that has occurred, from your editorial and your speaking out?
I've had an overwhelming positive response. Now, don't get me wrong, we have a few negative ones. I've gotten nasty comments like, "You all kill each other, you deserve it." Everyone has a stereotype that the inner city kids, if they get killed, they're gangbangers and stuff like that. Everyone has a stereotype, and that's not the case. Every child is not a gangbanger. My son was a deanless student. I'm not going to portray him as Mr. Perfect, because we all have teenagers, and we know teenagers get in trouble and do things. So I'm not going to get on here and portray him as a perfect kid. But I could pull his records, deanless student. Every child is not a menace. And I think the public has that thought of every inner city kid, well, they're killing each other. So I've gotten negative feedback, but 90% has been positive. People are asking, what can they do to help? And I've had people say, what can I do to help? And I said, could you please write the Illinois Senate and ask them to pass more funding for this DNA? So that's basically, I don't want any money. I don't want anything. I just want people to write to senators, because when they came to the hearing, the Illinois State Crime said they had no help and no funding. Yeah. So when people ask, can they help, write to Illinois senators and ask them, can they pass more funding? And also ask them why they didn't show up to the first hearing. I guarantee you they're going to be at this hearing, because now about all these missing and murdered women with the same cases, they're thinking it might be a serial killer. So it's a hot story. So they might show up this time. But write the senators, ask them why they didn't show up the first time.
She is Carmia Tang. The op-ed you can see at foxnews.com. Jesse Smollett's alleged hoax got more media attention than my son, who was shot and killed in Chicago. Carmia, thanks so much for joining us. Good for you for speaking out about this on behalf of your son. We're very sorry for your loss, and we're very appreciative of your time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you have a good day.
You. Yeah, and she joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
You've made the switch, and it feels so good. You've switched to Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
When it's cold outside, you can dress for it. But when your furnace gives out, hey, a blanket fort can only do so much. So call your local 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. We'll replace your old furnace with a new high-efficiency one. And that beats a bunch of blankets any day. Right now, cozy up to big savings on a complete heating system. Call 855-1-HOUR.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Who's with me? Let's get some balance of nature. You know, cold and flu season is here, but just right around the corner, springtime allergy season, and you need to have your immune system boosted. And a way to do that is to take Balance of Nature. Balance of Nature is 10 servings of 31 fruits and veggies in a single capsule. Now, I know you've heard the commercials here on AM 560. We call those testimonials, and they are real. I've met with Dr. Douglas Howard and his wife and his son. You know, they're the creators and the founder of Balance of Nature. And they showed me the actual emails and played some of those voicemails from happy and satisfied users of Balance of Nature. So get healthy by ordering Balance of Nature. Don't wait another day. Try it now before you get sick, before allergy season begins. You know, it's already March 1st. Where did that month go? And right now you can get 20% off when you order by using the promo code Chicago. Here's what you do. Go to balanceofnature.com, promo code Chicago, 20% off your first set of fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature.
Highland Park Ford Lincoln's in the house. Here's Alan Marty.
For 30 years, we've been making people happy with incredible deals and service.
We're the best Ford Lincoln dealers in town.
Because making people happy makes us happy.
No doubt. This is one happy place.
Heck, we just break into dance all the time.
We don't break into dance at the dealership.
Sure we do.
No, we really don't.
We could. Come on, Marty, dance with me.
The Highland Park Ford Lincoln Superstore. Call 1-800-984-9000 or go to alanmarty.com.
Admit it.
Okay, you're a lovely dancer.
Thank you. This is Alan Marty. Deal with us.
You've heard me talk about Northridge Prep for a year. I have friends with children at the school, and they rave about it. Let me tell you a few things they don't do at Northridge. They don't put an iPad in every boy's hands and somehow expect the boys to focus. The Northridge boys turn off their phones and learn with paper and pen. They don't expect boys to sit still all day in the classroom. They have gym every day and allow the boys to play tag, throw snowballs. They don't tell their boys that being masculine is bad. Instead, they teach what it means to be a gentleman and expect their students to act like one. The teachers expect a lot from the young men. The coaches push them, and the boys love Northridge. If you have a son entering middle or high school, you should learn more about Northridge. Amy! Their next open house is Sunday, April 7th. I encourage you to register online at northridgeprep.org. That's northridgeprep.org.
Hi, I'm attorney Stephen Leahy, and I help business owners, 1099 employees, and those with unfiled tax returns solve their IRS problems. And I'm also the host of the IRS Radio Hour.
And I'm Jim Leahy, the co-host of the IRS Radio Hour, heard right here every Sunday evening at 5 on AM 560.
The answer. I know you want a local attorney you can look in the eye and hold accountable for solving your IRS problem, not some big box outfit without a Chicago connection. So today we have a special offer. A good night's sleep.
A good night's sleep? Are you trying to give away a pillow?
Great guess, Jim. But no, I want to help people solve the problems that are keeping them up at night. If you fear the IRS will take away your money, freeze your bank account, garnish your wages, visit your home or job, and now they can take away your passport, you need to hire me to solve your IRS problem for good.
Call attorney Stephen Leahy, your Chicago IRS answer man at 312-664-6649, 312-664-6649, and get the IRS out of your business and your life for good.
Come on, kids. We're late.
Honey, the car won't start.
Mom, the dog just sat on my science project.
Life can be stressful, but getting life insurance shouldn't be. That's why there's Ethos. Ethos is a modern kind of life insurance that's super fast, incredibly affordable, and very uncomplicated. At getethos.com, there are no medical exams for policies covering under $1 million, no hours of paperwork or meetings with pushy representatives. It only takes 10 minutes to apply, and you can rest assured knowing you've taken steps to protect your family. And in most cases, with Ethos, you can have that peace of mind for less than a cup of coffee a day with no hidden fees. Having life insurance can free you from stress. Getting life insurance shouldn't cause it. Discover how uncomplicated life insurance can be at Ethos. Get your free instant quote and submit your complete application in minutes. Just go to getethos.com. That's ETHOS. Getethos.com. Getethos.com.
AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Pedestrian deaths.
Oh, yeah.
It's a national epidemic.
It's the highest that they've been since 1990.
30 years, that's right. Estimated 6,227 people died on foot from car crashes in America last year. Pedestrian deaths now account for about 16% of motor vehicle crash deaths, up from 12% just a decade ago.
And you know why. Because everyone's looking at their darn smartphones while they're crossing the street or talking on the phone. They're not paying attention. I mean, I've almost hit
drivers.
A pedestrian. Well, I've almost hit a pedestrian because
that does not surprise me.
Well, Dan, because it kind of sounded like that.
That's not an almost. That didn't sound like an almost.
And I have friends that have hit pedestrians in the area because they just aimlessly walk across the street. Hello? I mean, we have to stop for pedestrians, obviously, but they should have some responsibility of their own actions.
The number of deaths involving SUVs grew by 50% in the last 4 years, compared with a 30% increase for passenger cars.
It's because you can't see the short people.
The number of nighttime pedestrian fatal crashes rose 45%, compared to an 11% increase during the day. You know what this means. I mean, I'm just trying to employ the left's logic here.
Oh, that we have to take away cars?
Well, you probably have to ban assault vehicles, that would be SUVs, ban assault vehicles. And then you need to regulate other cars as well as smartphones, background checks, training courses, right?
Yeah. Or couldn't there be?
What about the children?
When you get in the car, that the cell phone just automatically freezes and you can't. No, that's not going to work.
Yeah. No, this is right. Well, how do we get the state involved in this? Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that's what they did, right? This week, Democrats moved gun control legislation through the House. Although there was a Republican amendment that was put on this background check bill.
Yeah.
The amendment would require illegal immigrants who attempt to purchase guns to be reported to ICE, and that passed.
Seriously?
So now Nancy Pelosi, now she's reviewing how the House operates to examine the floor procedure known as a motion to recommit that gives the minority party a chance to amend legislation just before it's about to be passed. She wants to potentially strike that option so that something like this doesn't happen before. I mean, so understand what the Democrats' position is on this. A person in this country illegally tries to purchase a gun, they should not be reported to ICE. I mean, you understand the layers there? I mean, if somebody shouldn't have a gun, they want all these background checks, and they want, you got to synthesize all the reporting agencies to make sure nothing falls to the. But if it's a person here illegally, hey, then anything goes. That's what the Democrats
do what you
are.
Want. I know. It's so
it's
crazy.
Absurd. But yeah, I mean, isn't that the logic, though, with respect to vehicles and smartphones? Since this report that was put out by the Governor's Highway Safety Association has identified the culprit, SUVs mainly, smartphones. So this is where the state should intercede, right? Left plus maybe Tucker Carlson.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Speaking of big government, we're going to talk to our friend Steve Malanga from City Journal about the real problems with the blue state and blue city model of governance. Boy, that'll be a relevant discussion for those who live in a city named Chicago and a state named Illinois.
And later, wait until you hear how kids are getting drunk. But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
Metra, Amtrak services back to normal this morning. 24 degrees at 6:30 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Signal problems with Amtrak caused huge problems at Union Station in Chicago. During yesterday afternoon's rush, thousands of commuters were stranded for a time. The cause is under investigation. Jim Telemonte telling us this morning things are somewhat back to normal at Union Station. We'll get an update from Jim in just a moment. Pakistani officials brought today an Indian pilot captured from a downed jet to a border crossing for a handover. They call it a gesture of peace promised by the Pakistani Prime Minister amid a dramatic escalation with the country's nuclear arch rival over the disputed region of Kashmir. U.S. Geological Survey reporting that an earthquake with a preliminary magnitude of 7.1 has struck southern Peru. The tremor's epicenter just northeast of Ozangaro, that's near Lake Titicaca, and had a depth of around 160 miles. The Democratic chairman of the House Oversight Committee is threatening to subpoena the White House after a report that the president ordered a top-secret security clearance for his son-in-law. A story in Thursday's New York Times says President Trump instructed then Chief of Staff John Kelly to grant a top-secret clearance to Jared Kushner. Washington Governor Jay Inslee, just about 2 minutes ago, says he is entering the 2020 presidential race. The Democrat from Seattle announcing his candidacy this morning in a YouTube video, calling defeating climate change our country's next mission and the most urgent challenge of our time. 2 Chicago police officers are recovering after a crash on the south side near Marquette and South Cottage Grove. State health officials are warning people who may have passed through Midway Airport and Del Nor Hospital in Geneva last week. They may have been exposed to the measles. And police are warning CTA bus and Pink Line passengers about 3 recent violent holdups in the Lawndale neighborhood. Authorities say the victims would be on the Pink Line near the Pulaski station or walking away when one of 3 males attacked them. Bulls are set to play the Hawks tonight in Atlanta. Blackhawks in Los Angeles prepping for the Kings tomorrow. Big Ten hoops, Northwestern lost to Minnesota. In the Valley of the Sun, spring baseball. Cubs were blown out, so were the White Sox, who visit the Rangers later today. The news service of Staples. Staples has the supplies you need to run your business like a boss. Now save $70 on the Epson EcoTank 2750 printer. With up to 2 years' worth of ink included, plus trade in your old printer in-store and save an additional $30. Ends 3/2/19. See store for details. Staples. 6:33 is our time, and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Do you own or run a thriving business in the Chicagoland area? Have you overcome obstacles to make your business what it is today? If that's your business, then AM 560 wants to tell your story on the AM 560 Business Tour, presented by Signature Bank. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson will be broadcasting live from businesses all around Chicagoland, telling success stories of thriving, successful businesses. Hey, if that's you, tell us about it. Visit 560theanswer.com/business and submit your information. That's 560theanswer.com/business.
Hi, this is Amy Jacobson. Spring is going to be here soon, and it's the perfect time to take notice of any paint issues. Call the professionals at CertaPro Painters right away to take care of your home. Our front porch and back porches were chipping and peeling, just an eyesore. But CertaPro Painters swooped in and made a huge difference. They also painted a majority of our rooms in our house, the quality, service, and attention to detail like no other paint company. You know, spring is the season of change. Time to change your wall color or exterior and transform your home with an updated new look. And if you want some help with colors, they've got you covered with in-home color consultation or online with a color visualizer. Don't put it off. Time to hire CertaPro Painters, your residential and commercial painting expert. Schedule a free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C, or call 1-800-GO-CERTA. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. CertaPro Painters, we do painting, you do life.
Get ready for Tango, the one, the emotion, the Argentine Tango Show with Orquesta Típica La Juan D'Arienzo live, performing in the United States for the very first time, and live in Chicago for a unique show at the North Shore Center of the Performing Arts in Skokie. Friday evening, March 8th at 8. Experience the sensational sound and motion of the pure Argentine tango, taking you for a journey into this most revered romantic genre of music, poetry, and movement. Hear tango music just like it sounded in its golden years in the middle of the last century. Don't miss Orquesta Típica La Juan D'Arienzo, accompanied by 3 world-famous tango dancer couples. You must act now for this single show opportunity. Seating is limited. The show is Friday evening, March 8th on International Women's Day. Tickets available now. Online at northshorecenter.org or stop by the box office at 9501 Skokie Boulevard. You can also call North Shore Center box office at 847-673-6300. Check out Ground Game, the latest podcast from the Associated Press discussing the top political issues around the country. Available on Apple Podcasts.
It is 6:36. Let's get an update on the roads in the AM 560 Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
Metro trains are on schedule this morning despite yesterday's Amtrak signal issues, which disrupted service. Inbound Eisenhower has delays, first from St. Charles to the Tri-State and Mannheim to Austin and Pullman to the Burns Circle. Looking at 39 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 35, crash at Damon cleared. There's one at 17th in the left lane. Edens is good. Kennedy inbound delays start at Cumberland. 30 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Outbound 23. Inbound Stevenson, looking at 40 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Ryan, 22 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 26 minutes, siding to the merge, Bishopport 30. North on Tri-States, low 87th to the 83rd Street toll, and Plainfield Road to the Hinsdale Oasis. It's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center, cloudy, chilly, 36 today. Snow kicks in around the evening time. Cloudy skies and 24. Currently 24 at O'Hare. Next news at 7. And Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Watch today's show live right now on the Income Store live video stream at 560theanswer.com.
Mike Mannequin runs the Democratic House floor for 30 plus years running. He's promising this and he's stealing that. Where can you get that kind of money? He's using your house like his own piggy bank. You ought to know by now. You can pay off your house here in Illinois, but you can never keep up with the taxes. Oh, how it's always been the plan. to have a taxpayer pay, no doubt. Not a matter of if anymore, but when you're moving out. I said, when you're moving
Good morning,
out.
Dan and Amy. And, of course, that's our friend Strange Tim O'Donnell with his wonderful Billy Joel parody, making it specific to Illinois. This out yesterday, WalletHub.com, their latest report ranking highest property taxes in the nation. Illinois was the second highest in the country behind New Jersey. I quibble with this. We've gone back and forth just in terms of the methodology. Illinois actually has the highest property taxes in the nation, but okay, second highest. You know, we're sort of arguing about the number of angels who can dance on the head of a pin. Huge problem. You don't own your home in Illinois. You rent it from the government. It's equity liquidation. That's what's happening. Why is it happening? Well, this story in the Daily Herald gives you some leading indication. 1/3 of suburban educators are paid more than $90,000. 1/3 of teachers in the suburbs are paid more than $90,000, and that's just straight salary. When you include the benefits package, that's $120,000, right? We know how that works. For example, high school districts, Libertyville, 85% exceed $90,000. Maine Township, 84% exceed $90,000. Just salary. Stevenson, 80%. Northwest Suburban High School, 214, 78%. Palatine Schaumburg, 211, 78%. You go to unit districts like Barrington, 44.5% exceed 90, and on down the line. But that only tells you half the story. Because the other half of the story that people don't spend enough time considering is the connecting of the dots. We'll talk about the inputs, and then what do we get? What are the outputs? So that was missing from the Daily Herald story. So for Jeannie Ives posted about this on social media. She filled in some of the blanks. For example, talking about all these teachers who are $120,000 per. Wheeling School District 21, which was highlighted in the Daily Herald article. It's an elementary school district that spends $16,700 per student per year, $16,700.
Okay.
Teachers are not teaching AP courses or high-level math, science, or English. In fact, we should all wonder what is happening in the classroom because according to official state reports, 28% of the students are proficient in English language arts. Only 31% are proficient, meaning at grade level, in math. So all that money per student, mainly going to salaries and benefits, 28% are cutting it in English, 31% are cutting it in math. And this is the subject of our friend Steve Malanga's recent piece at City Journal about the blue state and the blue city model, one and the same. It's not just the taxes. It's the question not enough people ask, and I don't really understand why. It's the outcomes. What do you get for what you pay out? Private transactions, you're always specific about what do I get in return for the money I'm outlaying. But for some reason, when it comes to government spending your money and liquidating your home in Illinois in the process, people are relatively unconcerned about what they're actually getting. Or they don't believe the numbers because they don't want to. I don't know if it's suspension of disbelief, lack of intellectual curiosity, some combination of the two. But for more on this topic, we're pleased to be joined by Steve Malanga. He is a contributing editor of City Journal, senior fellow at the Manhattan Institute. Steve, thanks for joining us again. Appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure.
So,
I guess.
Yes. Well, I mean, this is ground zero for the piece that you wrote. And I mean, the example I always use for Illinois, highest property taxes in the nation, or second highest according to WalletHub. Highest overall state and local tax burden in the nation. That's a fact. $250 billion in debt. $8 billion in backlog bills. And after all of the taxing and spending and borrowing and spending, Illinois is one of the worst in the nation and has been for a long time. Used to be the worst. Now it's just one of the worst. One of the worst in providing services to persons with developmental disabilities, something that everybody says we should do, and yet it doesn't happen.
Yeah, well, let's focus on that phrase, something everybody says we should do, because one of the reasons I started thinking about this subject, because I've written a lot about high taxes, but increasingly here in where I'm from, in the New York, New Jersey area, I was listening to neighbors and friends and people not just complaining about taxes, but increasingly complaining about how bad things were. The subways, the trains, and we put all this money into these things, incredibly high taxes that are supposed to be dedicated to this. And I started asking myself, how do we really rank? And when I went to the rankings, because there are a lot of things that people think, government should be providing. Infrastructure, for instance, is pretty high on the list. And, there are a lot of objective rankings of this stuff by engineers and stuff like that. When I started going to the rankings, and the thing I noticed was not just that we, meaning New York and New Jersey, were low in these areas, but that the high-tax blue states in general were low. And then when I looked at the states that ranked the highest, I was shocked. Some of the states that are ranked with the best infrastructure in the world have some of the lowest taxes, including Texas, which is ranked number 1. And so I started going through a whole bunch of areas, of performance. And then I just, of course, looked at the polls, because now Gallup, for instance, every couple of years, they poll people in every state, and they say, do you want to leave? And without a doubt, of the 10 states that the people most want to leave, right, 7 of them are high-tax states. By contrast, the states that people are most likely to say they want to stay are low-tax states. So, then I started looking at explanations. And, of course, the big explanation when you look at this over and over again is that as taxes increase in places like Illinois, like New York, public employees are capturing more and more of that tax increase. And, the pension debt is a perfect example of that, because now that Illinois municipalities are being forced to essentially pay up for the pension debt for the years of problems that they've had. You look at Chicago, and those huge property tax increases, they're all going into the pension system. You look at the school system, they're all going into the pension system. So you're not even getting, you could argue, okay, we're raising taxes to build more schools or to build nicer roads. That's not even happening right now. So it's really shocking to see the association between high taxes and poor services. Airports is another good area, right? People want airports, good airports. Businesses want good airports. The list of the J.D. Power list of the worst-rated airports in the country, they're almost universally in high-tax states. So it's really pretty astounding.
Well, let's talk about, in your article you mentioned, and I found it fascinating, about the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey.
Well, where do we start with the Port Authority?
I mean,
so here's the
but
thing.
I'm just saying, it's. I didn't know that they were appointed members from both states on a board, and there's a lot of money there.
It's a congressionally created by state agency, But here's exactly the point. One of the points that I make is that it isn't just in salaries and benefits; it's also in things like feather bedding. And so I go through in this piece what construction costs are, public construction costs in blue states, and I compare them not just to other, red states or purple states, but also to what's going on in Europe. Because we think of Europe as kind of being run by the unions and far more unionized than we are. So in New York, to give you an example, they're spending $2 billion per mile every time they expand the subway system. $2 billion a mile. The average in Europe is about $400 million to $500 million per mile. So we're spending 4 times as much. As a result of that, in New York City, the subway system, the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, is actually on a path to bankruptcy. Now, this is astounding because you have to remember, New York City, which you have the financial services industry here, there's been a 9-year bull market. Taxes are pouring into New York City coffers and New York State's coffers. The Metropolitan Transportation Authority is actually on a path to bankruptcy unless and they're now going to do it, raise taxes again. And 2/3 of the increase in costs that are coming that threaten this institution with bankruptcy are personnel costs. They're people costs. They don't stop. They don't allow them. They don't reform people costs. They don't cut back the health care costs. They just never ask that. So you have this absurd situation where the more they tax, the more the money just goes into one direction, basically.
Right, and this is something that more and more people are getting hip to, at least people that now live in other states. That's an indication they got hip to it. So, for example, Jimmy John Leotu, the founder of Jimmy John's Sandwich Shops, when he left Illinois for Florida, he said, look, I've been successful in life. I've had a good run. I don't mind paying taxes. The problem I have with Illinois is the stuff they say my taxes are going to underwrite, going to finance. That's not what's happening at all. And basically he's just saying, look, I'm not going to be a pigeon. I'm not going to be a co-conspirator in this scam that you're running on people to, as you say, inflate salaries and benefits packages and deliver nothing in terms of promised services to the families of a particular community or state at large.
Yes, and for a very long time, what has happened is as businesses have moved out and as people have moved out, we call that out-migration, and the numbers are just so clear about that where people are leaving places like Illinois, New York, California, New Jersey. Those are the number one out-migration states. The argument was always, well, they're just leaving because of warm weather. They're going, they're retirees. This is what Andrew Cuomo in New York says, it's retirees. Yeah. Well, we have an article in City Journal on our website that ran 2 days ago on a new study of millennials. Okay? The top 4 states for millennial out-migration, 25-year-old to 34-year-olds. The top 4 states, New York, New Jersey, Illinois, and California. So it isn't just old people going to retire somewhere. That's a myth. And the number one state for in-migration of millennials is? It's Texas.
Tennessee? Oh, Texas.
It's Texas. And Chicago, this particular study looks especially at metro areas. Chicago is losing enormous numbers of millennials. The myth we had for a long time is that all the young people want to go live in the hip cities. It's not true anymore. And it's not true because of the cost and because of how little, as you say, you get in return for that. And one of the ironies of this is that one of the things that the blue states also often talk about is how much money we put into the schools. And we're investing in our schools. We're investing in our schools, and we're giving these kids a good education. And what I like to say is, no sooner are we educating these kids at astounding costs, as you just, suggested with those numbers before, no sooner are these kids getting educated than they're getting up and leaving. So even what we consider a victory isn't really a victory anymore.
Yeah, well, that's right. I mean, New Jersey and Illinois compete for the highest percentage of college-bound seniors going to school out of state. So that sort of that cream skimming that's going on, the 1/3 of kids actually going on to post-secondary education, they're going to college in states other than their home state if their home state is Illinois and New Jersey, for example. And you know what happens when kids go to college? They don't come back.
Well, in many cases they don't. Here's the thing. Let me tell you something. If their family was back here and buying a first home was affordable, and if there were jobs, they would come back.
Well, those ifs,
there's a reason they're not coming back.
Yes, right, exactly. No, that's exactly right. They're not coming back to a place where there are not opportunities in their chosen field of endeavor, precisely. Excellent piece. The real problem with the blue state model, it's lousy services. That's Steve Malanga's piece. It's City Journal. That's city-journal.org if you want to check it out. I tweeted it out. Steve, thanks as always for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Connect with Dan and Amy using the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Delta and American Airlines fined for delays. Californians losing money on recycling and recalls for Kia and Hyundai. Those stories are next.
Here's some great news. If you missed the deadline to sign up for health insurance, or more importantly, if you sign up for a plan that you're just not happy with, you still have a choice. It's called Medishare, and Medishare is a Christian healthcare sharing program. It's been around for 25 years. They have more than 400,000 members now around the country. And get this, over the years, Medishare members have shared more than $2 billion of each other's medical bills, so they could help share your needs too. And best of all, you could save a lot of money with Medishare. The typical savings for a family is around $500 a month. Your savings could be more or less, but think about what you could do with that extra money every month. So if you think you're stuck with a high-cost health plan that doesn't have much to offer, think again. You can join Medishare anytime, so call them today and check it out. There's no pressure. They're super easy to talk to. 855-41-BIBLE. That's 855-41-BIBLE. 855-41-BIBLE.
The Department of Transportation levying a $750,000 fine against Delta Airlines. It hit American Airlines with another $1 million fine for keeping passengers stuck for hours on airport tarmacs. Both airlines violated the rules, but American will be credited for the $450,000 it's already paid out to air travelers in compensation. Hyundai and Kia are recalling more than 500,000 vehicles in the United States because of the potential to ignite engine fires. Consumers in California lost at least $300 million in nickel deposits on soda cans and bottles last year. The primary reason, 40% of the state recycling centers have closed, and 100 recycling centers closed in Los Angeles County alone. Please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight, 7 o'clock and 10 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
When you hear the word divorce, a lot of thoughts go through your head. The emotional exhaustion, confusion, the extra demands, loneliness. It's not a fun subject to talk about. So many people have or are currently going through a divorce. You may be one of them, or you know someone who is. Maybe a family member or friend. Now there's some great assistance to get you through the tough times. A BFF's Guide to Divorce can help you or someone you know walk through the divorce process and relieve much of the stress. It explains some of the variables and decisions of a divorce, along with the overall process and terminology. But it also explains how a best friend forever, a BFF, can walk alongside their friend during this challenging time, providing emotional and tactical support. Get a BFF's Guide to Divorce now for yourself or a friend. It's available from Amazon. To order, go to Amazon.com and search the keywords BFF and divorce under books.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I had seen my kidney doctor because I only have one kidney that works, and the other one doesn't work at all. And I was pretty close to going on dialysis if it didn't improve. This last visit to my kidney doctor, my kidney it's operating at 21% now. So that's the highest that it's been in the last 8 years. This is really working well for me, and I am so grateful that I found you guys.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 20% off any first preferred order of Balance of Nature and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Hi, this is Amy Jacobson. Spring is going to be here soon, and it's the perfect time to take notice of any paint issues. Call the professionals at CertaPro Painters right away to take care of your home. Our front porch and back porches were chipping and peeling, just an eyesore. But CertaPro Painters swooped in and made a huge difference. They also painted a majority of our rooms in our house, the quality, service, and attention to detail like no other paint company. You know, spring is the season of change. Time to change your wall color or exterior and transform your home with an updated new look. And if you want some help with colors, they've got you covered with in-home color consultation or online with a color visualizer. Don't put it off. Time to hire CertaPro Painters, your residential and commercial painting expert. Schedule a free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C, or call 1-800-GO-CERTA. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. CertaPro Painters, we do painting, you do life.
This is Dan Proft. If you listen to Chicago's Morning Answer, you know I support life from conception to natural death. You may not know I was adopted. Wouldn't it be a shame if my courageous birth mother denied the world of my dizzying intellect? Because I am adopted, I'm also a strong proponent of life-affirming pregnancy centers like Waterleaf's Women's Clinic in Aurora. Waterleaf opened in 2009 and has provided free services such as pregnancy testing and ultrasounds for more than 4,000 clients in 186 cities. They have celebrated the birth of more than 1,000 babies and have an incredible opportunity to do even more. Waterleaf is building a clinic adjacent to the third largest abortion provider in the country with the chance to intercept 350 to 400 women who abort their children there each month. Waterleaf has raised $1.8 million of the $3 million necessary, but they need your help. Please consider making a donation or connecting them to someone with the means to provide a gift. Every dollar counts. Visit their website at onechoiceonelife.org. That is onechoiceonelife.org. And, of course, continue to pray. We are winning this battle for life.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. If you need windows, call the exterior experts.
Call Crumweedy.
Mark Olson and Greg Olson of Crumweedy. Well, they run a third-generation family business that's been doing Chicagoland exteriors now since 1953. And for them, it's all about trust, and they truly share your values. Why windows from Crumweedy? Now, Crumweedy windows are not offered anywhere else in Chicagoland. They are exclusive, and that's why they can offer a lifetime material and labor installation guarantee. A lifetime. That's a great investment for your home. Windows from Crumweedy are Energy Star rated, unlike most other windows. Also, the vinyl windows are 100% virgin vinyl. You're getting quality windows with a lifetime material and labor installation. Now, if your windows are needy,
Call Crumweedy.
630-595-8020. The name is not easy to spell. Just remember this. WindowsAreNeedy.com. WindowsAreNeedy.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
I don't like her hotel tax proposal, but I'm starting to like her style. Little Lori Lightfoot packs a pretty big punch. We'll update the mayoral runoff at 7:07.
And how Tony Preckwinkle is trying to fight back. But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
Metra and Amtrak services are restored after signal problems gummed up yesterday's afternoon ride home. Homicides and shootings are down in Chicago in 2019. 2 CPD officers and another driver were injured overnight in a Southside crash. Sexual misconduct allegations against Willow Creek's founder called credible. Bulls and Hawks on tap later on tonight. Blackhawks visiting the Kings, and Northwestern lost to Minnesota. A cloudy and chilly day ahead. WIND Chicago News Time is 7 o'clock.
A different take on the latest North Korea summit. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. The North Koreans disputing President Trump's version of events. Still in Hanoi, Vietnam. Here's Fox's Simon Owen.
Chris, Kim Jong-un is also still here, beginning a state visit to Vietnam, and his top diplomat is disputing President Trump's claim that Kim demanded sanctions imposed over North Korea's nuclear weapons be lifted in their entirety. A senior American official since clarifying that North Korea was willing to accept some sanctions remaining in place. North Korean state media is making no mention of the summit's collapse, instead publishing photos of the leaders together and calling the talks constructive. Chris?
Simon, thanks. Another Democrat's running for president. Washington State Governor Jay Inslee saying in a campaign video,
I'm the only candidate who will make defeating climate change our nation's #1 priority. We can do this. Join our movement. This is our moment.
He's 68 years old, a former congressman. Vice President Pence is among today's speakers at the Conservative Political Action Conference, live in National Harbor, Maryland, is Fox's Rachel Sutherland.
Chris, the vice president, is the headliner at CPAC today. Other speakers include Senator Ted Cruz and counselor to the president, Kellyanne Conway. People here are concerned about the country moving in a socialist direction.
Running further and further to the left, and that is really a problem. And it's going to be if they nominate a really socialist liberal candidate in the general election.
Yesterday, White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow telling conservatives to put socialism on trial. President Trump speaks here tomorrow. Chris?
Rachel, thank you. The Philadelphia Phillies signed Bryce Harper to the biggest contract in American team sports history. It's $330 million over 13 years. Harper's 26 years old, now formerly a Washington National. The deal's done pending a physical being conducted today. This is Fox News.
Skies are cloudy this morning, 24 degrees at 7:02 on AM 560. The Answer, and good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Metra and Amtrak back to normal after huge signal problems yesterday with Amtrak caused Metra and Amtrak delays at Union Station. 2 Chicago police officers and another driver are recovering following a crash on the south side. The officers were traveling overnight to investigate a report of a man with a gun when a Kia sedan collided with their squad near Marquette and South Cottage Grove. Mayor Emanuel is apparently moving forward with plans to build his controversial police and fire training academy on the west side. The zoning committee's passed a $95 million campus. It's placed in the West Garfield Park neighborhood. The proposal could go before the full city council later this month. Violent crime is down this year in the city of Chicago, according to Chicago police. 2019 has seen a 44% decline in homicides to date as compared to the same period last year. It doesn't look like the state of Indiana will get a medical marijuana program this year. Governor Eric Holcomb saying he doesn't back medical marijuana because it's still illegal under federal law.
If the law changed, we would look at all the positive or adverse impacts it might have on our population. But I'm not convinced that other states have made a wise decision.
13 states that would have allowed for medical marijuana or other uses for marijuana all missed their deadlines at the State House this week. Chicago coming off another successful year for film and television production. City officials announcing that 520 film and media projects took place in 2018. Bulls and Hawks on the schedule tonight in Atlanta. Blackhawks prepping for the Kings in L.A. tomorrow. Big Ten hoops, Northwestern lost to Minnesota 62-50. Spring baseball, A's blow out the Cubs, while the Mariners were winners over the White Sox. The news, a service of Boost Mobile. With all the money you save by switching to Boost Mobile, you'll have more freedom to spend your hard-earned tax return on other stuff. Switch today and get 4 lines each with unlimited gigs for just $100 a month. Plus, get 4 free phones. Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save. 7:04, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager points out the truth.
We are told that the left is pro-science and the right is anti-science because we don't believe that we should bankrupt Western civilization because the world will come to an end in 12 years. We are going about it the wrong way, that everything we'll do bankrupting the West will change the temperature perhaps a half a degree. Perhaps.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Texting enrolls for recurring automated marketing text messages. Message and data rates may apply. Texting privacy rules and terms and conditions at textrules.us.
Has dinner got you down? Sick of awful frozen meals or unhealthy fast food? Don't despair, because Martha Stewart is doing a free taste test, giving away 3 full-size meals from her new meal kit delivery service, Martha and Marley Spoon. All fresh ingredients with Martha's delicious and easy recipes. You're eating in just 30 minutes. To be part of Martha's at-home taste test and get 3 free meals, be one of the first 100 people to text the word food to 246810. It's so easy. Text us now. Martha and Marley Spoon meals are easy, simple, and delicious. And right now, Martha wants you to enjoy 3 of her best 30-minute meals for free, so you can save time and enjoy eating dinner again. To be part of Martha's at-home taste test and get your 3 free meals, be one of the first 100 people to text food to 246810. That's food to 246810. Food to 246810.
My name is David Hochberg at Team Hochberg. Here's a secret my competitors won't tell you. Every conventional, FHA, VA, rural, and reverse mortgage loan has closing costs. Borrowers can receive a closing cost credit for some or all of the closing costs by securing a higher interest rate on their loan. Over the past 18 years, I've closed thousands of loans. Some borrowers elected to go at the higher rate to receive a closing cost credit, and others elected to pay their closing costs to secure a lower rate. Team Hochberg doesn't play the no closing costs game in our ads. So if you want to work with the no closing cost carnival barkers, call my competitors. If you want to work with an honest local lender who will always look out for your financial best interest, call Team Hochberg now at 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. Team Hochberg has helped thousands of AM 560 listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. Homeside Financial Legal Housing Lender, Illinois Residential Mortgage License, MB 6761019, NMLS 1124061.
Rocket Mortgage is with you every step of the way to provide a seamless mortgage experience. Visit rocketmortgage.com today. Licensed in all 50 states, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 3030.
7:07, let's check the roads in the AM 560 Traffic Center with Jim Telemonte.
Metro trains are on schedule today despite yesterday's disruptions due to signal problems. Edens runs 22 minutes late, Cook to Montrose, outbound 24. Kennedy inbound delays start at Cumberland. 35 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. It's 18 from Montrose, 13 on the Express. Outbound 26 minutes to the airport. Inbound Eisenhower, looking at 45 minutes, 390 to downtown, outbound 45 as well. Stevenson at 42 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Ryan is 35 minutes, 95 to downtown. I-57, 27 minutes, I-80 to the merge, Fisherport 30. Northbound Tri-State, heavy around the Hinsdale Oasis, except from the Reagan Tollway to the Eisenhower. The other tollways are pretty light. Northwest Indiana looks good. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center and meteorologist Steve Williams.
A chilly day today, clouds and a high 36. Some evening snow tonight. Little or no accumulation, otherwise cloudy, low 24. Clouds for tomorrow and Sunday, the high tomorrow 33. Sunday's high only 24. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
We have 24 right now. Next news, 7:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by On Target Radio. From firearms and Second Amendment rights to personal freedoms and government intrusions. Listen here Sunday nights at 9.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Which way you leaning? April 2nd, Chicago mayor's race.
Left or lefter?
Little Lori Lightfoot or Queen Sugar. I got to tell you, I really enjoyed this yesterday. This tweet from Lori Lightfoot.
Uh-huh.
Happy birthday, Robert Martwick. Thanks for everything, with the birthday cake emoji. Here's what she's thanking him for. This happened about 10 days before the election.
And it changed everything.
Press conference that she had opposing legislation that this dope from the Northwest Side, State Representative Robert Martwick, proposed on behalf of Tony Preckwinkle to eliminate the assessor's position as an elected position and recast it as an appointed position. Martwick showed up to her press conference to protest her protest, and it went like this.
Did you call Fritz Kagi before you dropped the bill? Or
Did
you only call him after you dropped the bill?
I called him within 3 hours of the bill being filed, and I told him that.
But you didn't call him ahead of time, right?
Okay, so we're going to have a debate here. All right.
You asked me to have a debate.
You know, Lori, this sort
of
Trump style, where you're trying to draw attention to yourself without assessing the facts of a situation, shows exactly why you are wholly unprepared to be the mayor of the city of Chicago.
You're Joe Barrio's surrogate.
I am not Joe Barrios.
You were Joe Barrios' surrogate through the entire campaign.
I have worked
on
assessment reforms for 5 years.
To profit yourself. Who benefits from a system that's not changed?
That's ridiculous. And you know what? This is beneath you. And to do this
and
attempt to gain attention to yourself is really a shame.
No, what I'm doing is to say
there are legitimate things that we can do.
People like you
there are legitimate things we can do to reform
the
political process around assessments. But you don't want to have that conversation.
No, I'm absolutely happy to have the conversation.
No, you're not, because you're not having the conversation. You could have called
Why would you not give Fritz Kagi an opportunity to?
I did.
Why would you not?
I called him and I discussed.
After you dropped the bill.
I called him.
Why wouldn't you give him an opportunity to try to change the broken system that is oppressing?
I am giving him an opportunity.
Oh, you're clearly not. You're trying
to.
You're trying to undercut.
Do you know anything about the bill? Do you know when
I read it. I read the bill.
Oh, okay. When does it go into effect, Lori?
In theory, it goes into effect after one term.
That's
right. It's not going to take one term to fix the system and to allow the Cook County Board President
to pick a crony.
To pick a crony. Why wouldn't Fritz Kagi run for re-election if he does a good job? Why not let the voters? Why not let the voters decide, Rob? Why not let the voters decide?
I'll tell you, if she's going to throw haymakers at even soft targets like Martwick, much less more important ones, not just sort of machine flunkies like Martwick, then that's something. It's not going to be everything, but that's something.
I mean, I had to, when I was in the polling booth, because I'm a big, huge Paul Vallis supporter, but I was so tempted to vote for Lori Lightfoot because of this action that she did. And then you were gone, but we called her at 6 a.m, and she came on right away and said, yeah, I'll talk about it, and talked about this whole kerfluffle that she had. She was having a press conference, and he came in and interrupted her press conference.
Yeah, and Martwick and his daddy.
Oh, Dad. Oh, yeah, how is Daddy? She mentioned Daddy.
They're property tax appeals attorneys, just like Madigan, just like Burke. So we did an analysis, but Northwest Side, the same electorate that gave you Alderman John Arena for 2 terms until they turned him out. I don't know. Maybe they'll get wise to Bobby Martwick and his dad and turn these guys out too.
And who was running against Martwick? Wasn't it
Amy Kessler?
Yeah, right.
Chicago police officer. So Martwick and his daddy, we did this analysis, ChicagoCityWire.com, have generated more than $6 million in legal fees appealing property taxes over the past decade.
Oh, my gosh. Unbelievable.
Their clients, we looked at 1,508, to be specific, Chicago properties represented by Martwick, the Martwicks, father and son team, dynamic duo. Between 2007 and 2017, the Martwick's clients saw their property values for tax purposes reduced by an estimated $248 million, property tax bills by an estimated $19.4 million, and, normally you get a third of the savings. That's your legal fee. So when Lori Lightfoot said, you stand to benefit from having a crony in the assessor's office gaming the system the way that previous assessors had, just as you stand to gain if you've got cronies on the Cook County Board of Review, which he does in the form of the likes of Larry Rogers, Joe Barrios before him, then, you stand to make a lot of money.
Yeah. Millions.
So she's absolutely right about that. Now, again, this is not to go overboard and suggest that Lori Lightfoot is some sort of free market capitalist or social conservative. She's neither. But remember, we're talking about Toni Preckwinkle is the choice. Toni Preckwinkle, who doesn't believe in self-employment. She doesn't believe in entrepreneurship in theory. We played this clip before. This was a state senator from Utah who recounted this story of when he was at the University of Chicago. And I moderated this panel. He's at the University of Chicago providing free legal services to entrepreneurs on the near South Side, Hyde Park, to get businesses going. He has this interaction with the then alderman representing Hyde Park. That would be Toni Preckwinkle. And he tells how she said to him, I don't believe in all this talk about self-employment. You're giving people false hope. She was Ocasio-Cortez before Ocasio-Cortez, wanting everybody to work for the government.
Remember, she even said in her victory speech, I'm progressive, and I was progressive when it wasn't cool to be progressive.
Right.
Yeah. That lady. But yet, real quick, I mean, this is what she doesn't think she's done anything wrong. She's for the people, and she's a better candidate, she claims, because of all of her experience.
I have been an elected official for quite some time. I was elected alderman 5 times. I've been elected county board president 3 times. My opponent has never held elective office.
And I think that that's a good thing. And I think that she can stand up to thugs that she did during that press conference. Good for her.
By the way, on
I don't even want to say his name.
On Bobby Martwick and his pops.
Yeah, Daddy.
You know who was a precinct captain for the Norwood Park Township Democrat organization back in the day? The Martwick tandem.
Lori Lightfoot's not letting. She's. I'm letting that sink in.
Well, who was it?
What do you mean? Which Martwick?
Who was a precinct captain for the Norwood Park Township Democrat organization headed by Martwick's daddy, John Wayne Gacy? Just saying. Fun fact. Pogo the clown.
You had to bring in the clown, didn't you? The killer clown.
Verlon on the south side.
Now, I always said Lori Lightfoot was going to be my number 2 if Willie Wilson didn't make it. Yeah. But after listening to you the other day on the radio, Dan, and talking to Sean, I mean, I hate to use this phrase, but what difference does it make? Well, Preckwinkle was going to tax us to death, and Lori Lightfoot was going to do social engineering. So, I mean, I'll probably just do like I did with the governor's race, go ahead and write in my candidate. I wrote in Jenny Ives then, and I'm just going to go ahead and write in Willie Wilson.
Well, what if Willie Wilson...
At least I voted.
Yeah, what if Willie Wilson encourages his supporters and endorses Lori Lightfoot? Then will you vote for her?
What did you say? Amy?
Willie Wilson's going to meet with Toni Preckwinkle and with Lori Lightfoot next week, and then he's going to decide which candidate he's going to endorse. So if Willie Wilson's behind...
I think he's going to lean Lori Lightfoot because he has bad blood with Preckwinkle because one of his managers, that's not the right word for it, but the guy that was running his campaign, Ricky Hendon, he doesn't like Brett Winkle too much, and he had a lot of bad blood.
Well, here's what I would say, Verlon, to the choice of Lori versus Tony. I would say that if Lori is willing to take a bicycle chain to some playgrounds, if Lori is willing to sort of take gratuitous shots at Martwick after the fact on his birthday like she did yesterday, maybe she'll be willing to take some shots at SEIU, which has been, the primary backer of Tony Preckwinkle in the established order. She's not going to give a conservative like you or me even anything close to what we want. I don't know that she's going to be transformative in the number of areas where transformation is required, like on pensions. But if she's willing to even do some of this bicycle chain to the playground, bicycle chains to some of the playgrounds where Daddy and little boy Martwick play, for example, then that would be progress. Now, here's the real question. Do you want some incremental progress that you could get on some fronts, most notably corruption from former federal prosecutor Lori Lightfoot? Or do you take the position, this has to get worse faster? So I actually want to support Tony Preckwinkle because I want the full GND. I want to go full crazy, faster, and send this thing careening off a cliff, because it will only be then we get a reckoning. I think that's a legitimate question, I know because I've heard it being debated by people. It just needs to get worse faster. So whoever the worst candidate is, whoever do the most damage, do that first, because the damage is going to come. I'd rather get it over with up front than just have this sort of slow, methodical descent into oblivion, which is what's occurring under people who are slightly more confident and maybe slightly less ideological than Tony Preckwinkle. I don't know. It's an interesting question. Take your calls on it, 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro. Answer line, Greg in Jefferson Park.
Hey, good morning, guys. Nick Spizzato, alderman of the 36th Ward, there's a lot of talk because he's got MS and, his situation is deteriorating. And Bob Martwick has since moved into the 36th Ward. That Spizzato is going to, he's ran unelected because he knocked his opponent off the ballot, is going to, step down like halfway through his next term. And the good old Cook County Democrats are going to put Bob Martwick into that position as alderman so we can, collect a pension from the city of Chicago in addition to the state of Illinois.
Well, sure. Thanks for the call, Greg. And the reason they would do that is because John Wayne Gacy's not available.
Hear about the big stories of the day, then talk about them right here on Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
The quivers, the shivers, goosebumps. That's what our customers say before 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning repairs their furnace. Call us. We'll fix it right, stand by our work, and give you our straightforward pricing, which means no hourly charges. How's that for goosebumps? Right now, get big savings on any heating repair. Call 855-1-HOUR.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
It's March 1st today. Wow. Right around the corner. Springtime allergy season. And as the weather changes, all kinds of problems with your body and your immune system pop up. So you need to protect yourself so that you can stay healthy and feel better. You need to do what I've started doing, and that's take Balance of Nature. It's the easy way to get your daily dose of fruits and veggies, because we all know you aren't eating enough on your own. Balance of Nature, 10 servings of 31 different fruits and vegetables in a single capsule. There's no preservatives. And I know you've heard the testimonials. I've met Dr. Howard, and they are real. The voicemails, he played them for me. They are from happy and satisfied users of Balance of Nature. So get healthy by ordering Balance of Nature. Don't wait another day. Try it now before you get sick. Go to balanceofnature.com, type Chicago in that promo code, and you'll get 20% off your first order of fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature.
Highland Park Ford Lincoln's in the house. Here's Alan Marty.
We're back on the radio and getting bigger than ever.
We're the #1 Lincoln dealer in town.
And Chicagoland's first ever Ford Lincoln Superstore, too.
Folks like our great deals, for sure.
Just yesterday, I got attacked by the paparazzi.
Really?
But I think the groupies are the worst.
Groupies?
All the Highland Park groupies we have.
Sure. Right, Al.
The Highland Park Ford Lincoln Superstore. Call 1-800-984-9000 or go to alanmarty.com.
Well, I have groupies.
A rich fantasy life is important.
This is Alan Marty. Deal with us.
You're probably not thinking about back-to-school season right now. In fact, most parents with kids in school are more likely to be thinking about spring break. But now's the best time to think about where you'll be sending your son or daughter to school this fall. It's a big decision. You may have felt like private school simply wasn't in the budget for your family. Well, think again. I want to tell you about halfpriceschools.com. At halfpriceschools.com, you can find local private schools from all over Chicagoland offering vouchers for a full year of tuition at half the price with no catch. Find a school near you, purchase the tuition voucher, and prepare to send your child off to school this fall. It's that simple. HalfPriceSchools.com has schools located across Chicagoland, including St. Paul's Lutheran in Brookfield, Kingswood Academy in Darien, Faith Evangelical Lutheran in Antioch, Westminster Christian in Elgin, Midwestern Christian Academy on the northwest side of the city, and Kankakee Trinity in Kankakee. Make private school affordable for your family for the first time this year. These vouchers will sell out, so visit halfpriceschools.com today. That's halfpriceschools.com.
Come on, kids. We're late.
Honey, the car won't start.
Mom, the dog just sat on my science project.
Life can be stressful, but getting life insurance shouldn't be. That's why there's Ethos. Ethos is a modern kind of life insurance that's super fast, incredibly affordable, and very uncomplicated. At GetEthos.com, there are no medical exams for policies covering under $1 million, no hours of paperwork, or meetings with pushy representatives. It only takes 10 minutes to apply, and you can rest assured knowing you've taken steps to protect your family. And in most cases, with Ethos, you can have that peace of mind for less than a cup of coffee a day, with no hidden fees. Having life insurance can free you from stress. Getting life insurance shouldn't cause it. Discover how uncomplicated life insurance can be at Ethos. Get your free instant quote and submit your complete application in minutes. Just go to getethos.com. That's ETHOS. Getethos.com. Getethos.com.
AM 560.
The Answer. Dan and Amy, you're talking about the mayoral runoff between Little Lori and Queen Sugar. Rick in Downers Grove, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hey.
I'm kind of I don't live in the city. I'm too smart for that, but I'm not smart enough to leave Illinois yet. But I'm working on that. But if I was to vote in that mayor election, I would go for what's her name, Preckwinkle, because I would love to see it flying off the cliff as fast as possible, and then the dumb looks on the union people's faces when there's no money there and they wonder why.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for the call.
I'm not willing to do that. I'm sticking with Lori Lightfoot because it is a possibility of change, and she is a tough cookie. And for her to stick up to Martwick, I mean, it's a start.
It's something. The bar is so low, even Lori Lightfoot can clear it.
I loved her tweet though. That's the greatest tweet ever.
Oh, so thank you,
gosh.
Thank you for everything. Happy birthday.
Because I really think that changed the trajectory of the race. Because what she did spread like fire on social media, and then she popped again. Good for her.
Well, yeah, and I mean, Martwick is so hapless. I mean, he just walks right into an ambush. He's
so stupid, and that's the arrogance of it, that he thinks that he could just get away. She's just, their fungible Democratic politician. Put that on the board. A word with Amy.
Yeah.
That she would just let him take over. No, she's not a pushover.
Well, also, I mean, it's still a sad commentary on that legislative district that is more wooed by Bobby Martwick bringing the snow cone machine to the block parties than they are concerned about their home values, for goodness sakes. Maybe that exchange with Lori Lightfoot will open some eyes on the Northwest side.
Oh, yeah. I think that's a career ender for him. You got to get Amy to run against him again. Good luck.
John in Palatine.
Hi, Dan and Amy. I'm going to try to whittle down this question, but I'm wondering, since there are suburbs such as Palatine and Oak Lawn that contribute to the taxes of Cook County, I'm wondering why we can't also vote for the Chicago mayor, since Chicago consumes so much of Cook County's taxpayer funds.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know with the way that voting works in Cook County. I mean, So the only way, obviously, would be if we adopted Gary McCarthy's plan of
that's right.
annexing suburbs to fold you into Chicago. So, no, that's not going to happen, John, but I appreciate the whimsy. Thanks for the call. By the way, just switching gears, I just wanted to make note. I know this is somebody who was very important as you came of age.
Oh, wait.
Luke Perry.
Oh, I know. Well, it's so ironic. So he was in his home yesterday and apparently had a massive stroke and is currently at a Los Angeles hospital. But it came on the same day that they announced they're going to remake 90210. And I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but him and Shannon Doherty are not going to be in it, but the original cast members are. Oh, yeah, here we go.
Sure.
He's such a heartthrob.
Still
good
you don't
looking.
have to tell me.
52 years old.
Yep. I always envision myself sitting with the gang at the Peach Pit. Yeah, sure. Hey, Shannon Doherty.
Yeah.
You want to have a soda pop? Here's the thing: that remake. Are they all going to be 50-year-olds in high school? Are they going to, like when they pretended to be in high school when they were in their 30s?
Maybe they'll have kids in high school deciding what college to go to, or maybe they'll figure out what home they want to go to.
Maybe they'll be in high school with their
supplemental health
kids.
Insurance with our AARP cards.
I would have liked it. That'd be like Strangers with Candy if they actually did like in their 50s in high school. That would actually be funny, as opposed to what 90210.
So he's
was.
under sedation, according to TMZ. You know, they said that he was in a coma, and his reps came out and said no, he is sedated right now.
Well,
they medically induced coma.
Oh, it's scary. He's only, as you said, the initial report was a massive stroke.
Yeah, when paramedics arrived at his home, according to TMZ, he was responsive and talking, but his condition deteriorated quickly, and then he was rushed to the hospital.
All right, since we're on entertainment, just a note, too. You may mention it earlier, but I just want to close the loop on it. The Bryce Harper sweepstakes in Major League Baseball are over, and the Philadelphia Phillies lost. So just updating that.
You think so?
Yeah, by signing him
for a 13-year deal,
they lost.
No outs.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer,
we're going to talk to the capitalist pig. I used to talk to him.
Oh,
on another station, and then when I left,
we've done shows with him.
Not me.
I did.
When I left, he dropped me like a bad habit. Reunited with Jonathan Honig at 7:37.
Wow. I'll go do my hair. But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
24 degrees. Skies will remain cloudy today, and there may be some snow tonight. The State Department appears to be backing North Korea's version of why denuclearization talks between President Trump and Kim Jong-un collapsed. The president told reporters in Hanoi he walked away because Kim insisted all sanctions be lifted before the North would dismantle its central nuclear research facility. Washington Governor Jay Inslee enters the 2020 presidential race.
I'm Jay Inslee, and I'm running for president because I'm the only candidate who will make defeating climate change our nation's #1 priority. We can do this. Join our movement. This is our moment.
The Democrat from Seattle announced his candidacy this morning in a YouTube video. Purely political. That's how Republican leader in the House, Kevin McCarthy, views Michael Cohen's testimony yesterday before the House Oversight Committee.
Doing exactly what they said before the election, that their whole goal is to try to impeach the president.
Speaking at the Capitol yesterday, McCarthy accused Democrats of laying the groundwork for that attempt. Metra and Amtrak services are back to normal this morning after Amtrak signal problems caused big problems at Union Station during afternoon rush yesterday. State health officials are warning people who pass through Midway Airport and Del Nor Hospital in Geneva last week that they may have been exposed to the measles. The Illinois Department of Public Health says a state resident with the measles arrived at Concord B at Midway on February 22nd. As a result, those in the airport between 9 p.m. and midnight may have been exposed. DuPage County officials are trying to get a photography studio in the Wheaton area closed over allegations the business offers sex services. The lawsuit filed yesterday claims Hot Shots Photography Studio is actually operating as an adult business, and that violates county ordinances and state laws. Bulls and Hawks in Atlanta later on tonight. Blackhawks prepping in Los Angeles to face the Kings on the West Coast. College hoops, Northwestern lost to Minnesota 62-50. The news, a service of Boost Mobile. With the money you save by switching to Boost, you'll have more freedom to spend your hard-earned tax return on other stuff. Switch today and get 4 lines each with unlimited gigs for just $100 a month. Plus, get 4 free phones. Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save. 7:33 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Sean Hannity warns of the left's plans.
We're now on the verge of the single greatest potential of wealth creation in American history, and there's never been a country, a system of governance that has ever created more opportunity and more wealth for more people than this one. And they want to upend it and destroy it.
The Sean Hannity Show. Afternoons at 2, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Hi, this is Amy Jacobson. Spring is going to be here soon, and it's the perfect time to take notice of any paint issues. Call the professionals at CertaPro Painters right away to take care of your home. Our front porch and back porches were chipping and peeling, just an eyesore. But CertaPro Painters swooped in and made a huge difference. They also painted a majority of our rooms in our house, the quality, service, and attention to detail like no other paint company. You know, spring is the season of change. Time to change your wall color or exterior and transform your home with an updated new look. And if you want some help with colors, they've got you covered with in-home color consultation or online with a color visualizer. Don't put it off. Time to hire CertaPro Painters, your residential and commercial painting expert. Schedule a free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C, or call 1-800-GO-CERTA. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. CertaPro Painters, we do painting, you do life.
Message and data rates may apply. Individual results may vary. See website for details.
But hey, I'm buying a huge flat screen TV so I can finally see it without my glasses.
Why not just get LASIK at the LASIK Vision Institute? That's what I'm doing.
My glasses and contacts are a pain. I'd love to finally get rid of these, but who can afford LASIK?
You can. Because the LASIK Vision Institute is offering dramatically low prices and an absolutely free consultation. Just text TRY to 350-350. The LASIK Vision Institute has already performed over 1 million procedures. They use the latest FDA-approved LASIK technology that helps the majority of patients achieve 20/20 vision for a fraction of what others charge. Better vision, better value. The LASIK Vision Institute. Make this the year you finally get LASIK. For a free consultation plus an extra 20% discount, text TRY to 350-350. You'll see for free if LASIK is right for you. That's TRY to 350-350.
It is 7:35. Let's get an update on the roads in the AM 560 Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
We're starting the month of March with fairly light traffic. The northbound tri-state has mild delays from Plainfield Road to 47th Street, and from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. The northbound Veterans Memorial's heavy, 63rd to the Reagan Tollway. The other tollways are fine, so is 53. Eden's 19 minutes, Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 24. Kennedy, 35 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. 18 from Montrose, 13 on the Express, outbound 25 minutes to the airport. About Eisenhower, just 43 minutes, 390 to downtown, outbound 31. Stevenson, 45 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound it's good. The Rhine is 40 minutes, 95th to downtown, I-57. 25 minutes, I-80 to the merge, Bishop Ford 35. Lakeshore Drive looks good. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next, and your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1-hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center, cloudy and chilly. High of 36 today. A bit of snow this evening, otherwise mostly cloudy and 24. Currently 24 at O'Hare. Next news at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Watch today's show live right now on the Income Store live video stream at 560theanswer.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer.
Have you ever smoked?
I have.
Okay.
Like I inhale. I did inhale.
On AM 560.
I think that it gives a lot of people joy, and we need more joy.
We need more joy in this world.
Well.
Look who we have here.
The prodigal capitalist pig returns to me.
Or us, okay.
But he was with me when I was at WLS. Weekly segments with Jonathan Honig. I come over here, and then he was too good for me. That's how it was. Well. 2.6% GDP growth in the fourth quarter, 2.9% GDP growth for the year. That's almost double what the annual GDP growth was just 2 years ago in Obama's last year in office. Does that mean Trump's tax reform was a success? To answer this question, we're pleased to be joined by founding member of the Capitalist Pig Hedge Fund, Fox News contributor, and the author of the book, A New Textbook of Americanism, The Politics of Ayn Rand, Jonathan Honig, the Capitalist Pig. Thank you for joining us, Jonathan.
Dan and Amy, great to be with you. Delighted to be with you. And Dan, oftentimes we've talked over the years when the economy was doing terribly. I mean, what a sea change from a decade ago in which all those numbers that you referenced were negative or trending downward. Look, whether you credit the tax cuts, whether you credit what's been really an historic going on now, 10-year recovery, stimulus on up, economic growth from companies, innovation, the economy is doing quite well right now. There's just no way to kind of avoid it, regardless of what you happen to think of who occupies the Oval Office. These are strong times for U.S. stocks and the U.S. economy.
And it's really driven, I mean, even if you don't, particularly you live in a state like Illinois, you're not seeing personally substantial tax relief. That's not what was driving this growth anyway. It's business investment driven by the tax reform and deregulation driven by the Trump administration that are the proximate causes, aren't they?
Well, Dan, I like to think of the economy almost like an aircraft carrier. I don't think necessarily one element like the tariffs, for example, or the tax cuts can change it on a dime. But all those factors that you mentioned, let's look at something as regulatory reform as one example. It might not be so obvious when it comes to esoteric things like fracking or oil or energy or even medicine. But look at something, Dan, as obvious, if you will, as cannabis reform. I mean, all over the country, you've seen cannabis reform. You've seen entire industries prop up, billions and billions of dollars being traded, companies now valued at hundreds of millions or billions of dollars. So wherever there's deregulation, wherever there's capitalism, you see fortunes flourish for the quote-unquote haves and the quote-unquote have-nots. And that's exactly what so many of the regulatory efforts that this White House, and I give them great credit for that, have unleashed. Entire industries springing up, whereas once there was none, simply because of that regulation.
Now, I wanted to ask you about a recession. I keep hearing that a recession is coming soon, and if you look at the models and the pie charts, it keeps showing that we're due. Do you sense that that's going to be happening? Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I mean, I always say, well, whose recession? Oftentimes, I even go back to the early 2000s. The economy was in the midst of a recession or a slowdown amid the dot-com collapse. There was other industries beginning to bubble up and build. So I think in a free economy, Amy, there's always new jobs being created. That being said, I do see a number of warning signs on the horizon. The most obvious probably being the major drop in the stock market that we saw in December. Now, we recovered quite a bit of that, but that compounded with a rise in interest rates, compounded with the effect of the ongoing trade war. I mean, Amy, this really hasn't gone away. You talk to any Fortune 500 CEO, and they will tell you that we've been promised that the president's going to end this trade war sooner or later, but meanwhile, it's something on the effect of $100 million a day that U.S. consumers, U.S. companies are paying in tariffs. That's having a demonstrable effect on the economy. So, look, I'm an optimist, Amy, but I do think that you have to, as Warren Buffett would say, be greedy when others are fearful and fearful when others are greedy. So the economy's doing well, but the fact that it is doing so well, I think is a great reason to prepare for a recession now.
Well, here's how we can stave one off. You ready for this, Jonathan? You want to talk about creating a new industry. You want to talk about putting people to work. You want to talk about transforming the economy through innovation. Let's talk about the Green New Deal. $93 trillion worth of economic activity as we transform in the next, 5 or 10 minutes from fossil fuels to solar panels and wind power and switchgrass. That's a job creator.
Oh, Dan, I mean, it's frustrating to see the economics is a miss, and Dan, the morality is a miss as well. Look, fossil fuels power our world, and that's a good thing. They're what's getting you to work this morning, or helping educate your kids, or fossil fuels improve our lives. The more fossil fuels we've burned over the years, Dan, the better man's life has become. Keep in mind, the real goal of the green movement, the real goal of the Green New Deal is not to help mankind. It's not even to save the environment. It's to hurt mankind. It's to, as you said, make us give up, give up air travel or products and services that we love that improve our lives. So, to the extent that we allow this environmental movement to continue to restrict our ability to use and innovate in the energy sphere, without question, it's a detriment on our economy. And Dan, you see that played out in Europe over the years, where a heavier environmental focus there has been a drag on those companies for quite some time.
But I mean, she had to be joking. We're going to wipe out all of air travel, please, and at high-speed railways.
Well, she doesn't seem to be joking.
I mean, the goal of the Greens is to hurt man. Is to make it more difficult, more expensive, and the best. Just look at their attitude towards nuclear, for example. I mean, nuclear energy has a very low carbon footprint. Why is the Greens against nuclear energy? Because it works. It works. As Dan said, I mean, they love it. You'd say, I power my home all on switchgrass. Of course, it can't light this one small incandescent bulb, but hey, it's all running. They want to hurt mankind, and that's exactly what the Green New Deal is about. Not providing jobs, improving life at all, even improving the environment. Hurting mankind. If we follow the Greens, that's going to be the result.
All right. What about the 21st century Preston Tucker, Tesla's Elon Musk? When will he be imprisoned? Because I would like it to be sooner rather than later.
Prison for tweeting?
No.
Yeah.
No, just in general principle.
I don't see him being in prison unless there's something, Dan, that I don't.
Yeah, Dan.
But
what
I
do
tell
you
you,
know?
I mean.
Hey, wait a second, John Galt. I mean, what do you have to say about this 21st century Hank Reardon who exists solely off of government subsidy?
Yeah, well, there's no question. I mean, and a lot of those government subsidies, particularly for Tesla, are going away, Dan. That's a positive thing. But look, you can't deny Elon Musk's complete brazenness. I mean, this is a guy who tweaks the SEC while smoking a bone with Joe Rogan on a podcast.
Yeah.
He announced a new car after the bell yesterday. The stock was actually down as a result. But, Dan, this is one of these only in America stories where you have innovation brought on by speculators and new products, which, he's running heads and tails in terms of innovation against the big, if there is even big three anymore. And that's why Tesla is valued much more than GM, despite the fact that GM makes many, many more cars than Tesla does. This is where the innovation is.
All right, I want to give you a chance to give us the thesis of your new book, a new textbook for Americanism, The Politics of Ayn Rand. I have read most of Ayn Rand's work, and I appreciate some of what she has to say, but I'm not an atheist, so I'm not fully on board with Randianism. But I want you to give us the explanation, the nexus between Americanism and the politics of Ayn Rand.
Sure, Dan. I mean, everyone says that he loves this country, but I believe most people don't even know what it is. I mean, on the left, you have, I am my brother's keeper. We heard that over and over again. But even on the so-called right now, I mean, the right believes that America is about country first. Both are forms of what Rand called collectivism. And America is just the opposite, Dan. America was the only country in the history of the world founded on the principle that your life belongs to you. You wake up every day trying to make your life better. And we talk about, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, like it's an advertising slogan. In America, we take that seriously. It is your life, your liberty, your happiness. So individualism and individual rights, that's the fundamental secret sauce, if you will, of what drives America's politics. But if you notice, it's just completely absent from today's political discussion and all, from those on the left and the right. So a new textbook of Americanism, that's the website, textbookofamericanism.com, makes that point that America is about individual rights, individualism, and your right to own your life, to pursue your happiness, and to achieve it in this free society.
All right. Which Rand book would you recommend to Amy as an introduction to Rand, as a primer? You give your answer, then I'll give the correct answer. Go ahead.
Well, certainly, Amy should check out a new textbook for Americanism.
Whoa.
Oh, see?
Of course.
There you go.
There it is. Of course. There it is.
That's my guy.
Always
right
be closing the capitalist pig. I would say Anthem. But okay, I'll give Jonathan Honig his shot. A new textbook of Americanism. The Politics of Ayn Rand is the Capitalist Pig new book. Check it out. Jonathan Honig, the Capitalist Pig, founder of the Capitalist Pig hedge fund, Fox News contributor. Jonathan, thanks as always for joining us. Appreciate it.
Best to you both, guys. Have a great weekend.
Take care.
Thanks. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
A, B, C. A, always, B, C, closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
It's news, opinion, insight. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Hey, I'm Amy Jacobson, and I have the pleasure of having Chris Crum, the national host of Power Trading Radio, with me. And he has some really cool workshops on the schedule that you can attend right here in the Chicagoland area. Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm awesome, Amy. Thanks for having me. This is for Online Trading Academy. They're the people that power Trading Radio. And they've got some powerful, comprehensive workshops on the schedule. They're proven, convenient workshops where they teach you the common mistakes that traders and investors make. They show you how they can time the markets with a great degree of accuracy. And you know what they do is they introduce you to a patented rule-based strategy that you can apply to a trading account if you want to replace or supplement your income. Or, you know what, apply it to your long-term investments to grow wealth over time. $500 value, but they have empowered me to give it away to your listeners today absolutely free.
And the phone number to call is 888-984-TRADE. That's 888-984-8723, or go to tradingacademy.com. That's tradingacademy.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I believe that your company has the answer because I've been through cancer treatment and knowing what it does to the body, and oh my, if that's all that medical science has to offer, there must be a better way. And I think the better way is knowing what to eat and getting it. I do notice that I have less inflammation. I feel like when I'm taking Balance of Nature, I'm getting fruits and vegetables more than what I would ordinarily get. I like when I open up the bottles, you can really smell the fruits and vegetables. I mean, I know I'm getting fruits and vegetables.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 20% off any first preferred order of Balance of Nature and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
It's Amy Jacobson, and I'm so excited to tell you about a deal on the already modestly priced MyPillow Giza Dream Bed Sheets. They use the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in the region between the Sahara Desert, Mediterranean, and Nile River. It's ultra soft, breathable, and extremely durable. I know, because I have a few sets. It includes full 21-inch wide pillowcases that fit any pillow and deep pocket sheets that fit any mattress. And once you sleep on them, you won't want to sleep on anything else. They are the real deal that look good and feel great, which means a better night's sleep. And you can still get the MyPillow 4-pack offer plus 30% off pet beds and mattress toppers. To get the Giza Dream Bed Sheets with 30% off and free shipping, go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code Amy. Or call 800-489-0201. That's 800-489-0201. Or MyPillow.com, promo code Amy.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Chuck Spaveri, CEO of Spaveri's Custom Counters, a Chicagoland manufacturer of residential and commercial countertops. If there's a local commercial bank who knows how to get a deal done, it's Signature Bank. When my brother and I needed it, Signature Bank came through with a creative financing solution. That's because Signature Bank has experience working with companies like ours, a second-generation, family-owned and operated manufacturer. Our business matters to Signature Bank, and that comes through in every visit and every phone call with their team, right up to the bank's co-founders, Kevin, Mick, and Brian. Spaveri's is proud to bank with Signature Bank.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is Amy Jacobson. Spring is going to be here soon, and it's the perfect time to take notice of any paint issues. Call the professionals at CertaPro Painters right away to take care of your home. Our front porch and back porches were chipping and peeling, just an eyesore. But CertaPro painters swooped in and made a huge difference. They also painted a majority of our rooms in our house, the quality, service, and attention to detail like no other paint company. You know, spring is the season of change. Time to change your wall color or exterior and transform your home with an updated new look. And if you want some help with colors, they've got you covered with in-home color consultation or online with a color visualizer. Don't put it off. Time to hire CertaPro painters, your residential and commercial painting expert. Schedule a free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C, or call 1-800-GO-CERTA. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. CertaPro painters, we do painting, you do life.
Let's think about customization presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you only pay for what you need. So why aren't more things in life customizable? Like, why do I have to pay a full gym membership when I don't even use all the equipment? Like the rowing machine. I don't know about you, but I'm not doing a ton of manual lake travel these days.
Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Equal housing insurer.
Looking for ways to save with your Medicare plan? Walgreens is a preferred network pharmacy with many plans nationwide, which could mean lower copays for you. So bring your prescriptions to a Walgreens pharmacy today to start saving. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Walgreens participates as a preferred network pharmacy with United Healthcare, Cigna HealthSpring, and Express Scripts Medicare. For a complete list of available plans, please contact 1-800-MEDICARE. TTY users should call 1-877-486-2048. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or consult www.medicare.gov. Other pharmacies are available in our network.
Varicose and spider veins. Wow, what a gift from my mom. She had them, I got them, and not only are they uncomfortable and sometimes painful, but I stopped wearing skirts and shorts because I was embarrassed and I really hated the way my legs looked. When my kids asked me, "What are those things on your legs?" I was done. I finally went to Vein Clinics of America. The procedure took about an hour and I was right back to work. What they're doing with lasers these days is unbelievable. The staff made me feel so comfortable, and the results, well, even my husband has noticed. Vein Clinics of America has been treating vein disease for over 35 years. They're the largest and most experienced in the U.S. Look, I've been doing the commercials for Vein Clinics for years because I really believe in them, and you can trust them too. The best part, my insurance covered the procedure, so stop hiding your legs. Call Vein Clinics of America now to see if you qualify for a free consultation. Call 800-375-8900, 800-375-8900. That's 800-375-8900.
AM 560, The Answer.
Get your deplorable little face up next to the radio or your phone, iPad, computer, smart speaker, or filling in your mouth that somehow picks up this frequency, because it's time for America's favorite tribute rip-off radio program, Animal Stories. And now, here in person is the Rip-Off Animal Stories news team anchor, man, woman, human, or whatever pronoun they go by, Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
Yeah, it's Uncle Dan and little Amy. Apologies to the Blue Jacket, little Tommy family. We got a lot of animal stories to get through here. Let's start with the rodent family. You're familiar with the howling grasshopper mouse, Amy?
Sure I am.
She's a wolf in mouse clothing. The mouse's ghostly howl stakes claim to...
It's
What is that?
It's the Sam Kinison of the rodent family.
Oh.
It really is. Now, let me introduce you to the singing mouse. Why don't you distinguish these?
Oh, there's a singing mouse, really?
Singing mouse's brain could reveal keys to snappy conversation. Researchers suggest could even help them gain insights into treating communicative disorders like autism. Not the singing mouse.
Really?
Now you got to listen in.
Okay.
Singing. That's singing. Yeah. Right. Don't interrupt. Go to the second verse.
Second verse, same as the first?
Yeah. It's a singing mouse. Isn't that lovely?
Kind of soothing, actually.
Yeah.
Let me go to my happy place.
The Singing Mice, which I believe is the name of your college garage band.
Exactly.
Brian Stetzer, Stray Cats cover band, right? If I remember correctly.
Actually, the name of my band was Barbecue Band. It's even worse than Singing Mouse Band.
And
It's
Barbecue
worse.
Band did what? Played
Covers
what?
for,
Covers for.
God, I've got a whole list of songs. It
Sounds
spanned
like-
a decade.
Sounds like a memorable time. Maybe they could help. The singing mice research could help with your memory loss. Rapid fire duets give researchers a new model to study how the brain controls conversation. These singing mice take turns singing, so it's duets.
Do they Did I hear harmony?
Yeah,
I
so
thought
you
there
heard
was
the
some harmony.
harmonizing. Yeah, how about that?
That is so great.
The human conversation has a lot of moving parts. This is from sciencemag.org, no less. While we listen, we plan our words, adjust them on the fly, direct our vocal muscles to spit them out at socially appropriate moments, so forth. Most lab animals lack this verbal complexity. The most common lab mouse is relatively disorganized and unpredictable song. Who knew mice had different oeuvres of music? It doesn't take tend to take turns crooning. However, the singing mice do. The Alston's singing mouse is what it's called. The social functions of its distinctive songs not yet totally clear. It's a relatively new species for neuroscientists, and it's a bit of diva in the lab, so say.
Oh,
the
really?
neuroscientists, specialized diet, exercise equipment to thrive are required. When a male mouse enters a chamber adjacent to another male and can hear its neighbor sing, it precisely times its own songs to avoid overlap with the neighbor. It starts about a half a second after the other mouse finishes. It's like a Motown band almost. You got your Gladys Knight and then you got your Pips.
That's awesome. We were a Dan Fogelberg cover band.
Oh, Leader of the Band.
Yeah. We would do songs.
Dan, that's a great song.
It's a great
You can't get through Leader of the Band without crying.
And you're not human.
You know what? I'd like to hear the singing mice sing Leader of the Band. I wonder if we can get that. Yeah. We'll contact these neuroscientists and see if we can arrange that.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
We're going to get a live update from CPAC from our friend Julie Kelly, senior contributor for amgreatness.com. That's at 8:08.
But first, let's head straight into the newsroom. Mike Scott.
Sexual misconduct allegations against a Willow Creek founder called credible. Possible measles exposure at Midway. WIND Chicago News Time. It's 8 o'clock.
Relationship very good. Let's see what happens. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. That's what President Trump's tweeting about his cut short meeting with the leader of North Korea. And there are conflicting reports now about why the talks broke down. Live in Hanoi, Vietnam, Fox's Simon Owen.
Chris, North Korean state media calling the talks candid and constructive, and also making no mention of the fact that the summit broke down without a deal. But Kim Jong-un's top diplomat is taking issue with President Trump's claim that Kim demanded all American sanctions on North Korea be lifted, saying actually the country only wanted partial relief. And another member of the North Korean delegation, Vice Foreign Minister Cho Sun-hui, saying she believes Kim may have lost his will to continue with negotiations. Chris?
Simon Owen in Hanoi.
I'm Jay Inslee, and I'm running for president.
Because the Washington state governor says he's the only candidate who will make climate change the nation's top priority. Inslee's adding his name to an increasingly crowded Democratic Party presidential field. He's 68 years old, from the Seattle area, governor since 2013, a member of Congress before that. There's a report refuting President Trump's claim that he had nothing to do with getting a top-secret security clearance for his son-in-law and advisor, Jared Kushner.
The New York Times says even though Intel officials, then Chief of Staff John Kelly, and then White House counsel Don McGahn had concerns, President Trump told Kelly to get Jared Kushner top-secret clearance. The Times reports Kelly was so disturbed by Trump's command that he wrote a memo stating that he had been ordered to give Kushner the clearance. The paper says it's not clear yet why there were concerns over Kushner's clearance, but questions have been raised about his ties to foreign governments.
Fox's Jill Nato in D.C. Consumer spending fell 0.5% in December. That's the biggest drop in 9 years, according to the Commerce Department. Incomes were up in December, down in January. The spending report for January, the department says, was delayed by the partial government shutdown. This is Fox News.
Skies are gray, 25 degrees at 8:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Pleasant good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Metra and Amtrak services appear to be back to normal after yesterday's massive signal trouble at Union Station. 2 Chicago police officers and another driver are recovering following a crash on the south side. Police say the officers were traveling last night to investigate reports of a man with a gun when a sedan collided with their squad near Marquette and South Cottage Grove. State health officials are warning people who pass through Midway and Del Nor Hospital in Geneva last week they may have been exposed to the measles. The Illinois Department of Public Health says a state resident with the measles arrived at Concourse B of Midway February 22nd between 9 p.m. and midnight. More people may have been exposed after the same person finally sought treatment in the emergency room at Del Nor Hospital February 24. Violent crime is down this year in Chicago. Police say 2019 has seen a 44% decline in homicides to date. Autopsies are scheduled today for 4 killed in an apparent murder-suicide in Joliet. And Mayor Emanuel is moving forward with plans to build his controversial police and fire training academy on Chicago's west side in the West Garfield Park neighborhood. The Bulls are set to play the Hawks tonight in Atlanta. Chicago has won 4 of 5. On the college hardwood, Northwestern lost to Minnesota 62-50. 8:03, time for the AM 560 Business Beat. And from the Fox Business Network, here's Jenny Casola.
From the Fox Business Network, Old Navy's being separated from the rest of Gap Inc. In addition to Gap stores, the company also owns Banana Republic. Old Navy's business has been stronger than the rest of the company as shoppers look for discounts and trendy athleisure clothing. Old Navy will be its own company with its own stock. Separately, the company's planning to close approximately 230 of its Gap stores. Foot Locker is reporting a stronger than expected holiday season with sales up 9.7% at existing stores. Its earnings easily top forecasts. Caesars Entertainment is making changes to satisfy concerns from shareholder Carl Icahn. It's adding 3 directors to its board. 3 existing board members will step down, and the company is expected to name a new CEO. The Dow dropped 69 yesterday. NASDAQ was down 21. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Jenny Cosola.
8:04, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Winter stinks. Snow, ice, freezing temperatures. More snow. Escape Chicago and join Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson in Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. You'll stay at the Marvel Residences Luxury Resort in Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. It's a beautiful, all-inclusive resort located between Rainforest Mountains and the Pacific Ocean. Don't wait to book your Passport to Paradise trip with AM 560 and Apple Vacations. Visit 560theanswer.com/passport. That's 560theanswer.com/passport.
Hi, this is Amy Jacobson. Spring is going to be here soon, and it's the perfect time to take notice of any paint issues. Call the professionals at CertaPro Painters right away to take care of your home. Our front porch and back porches were chipping and peeling, just an eyesore. But CertaPro Painters swooped in and made a huge difference. They also painted a majority of our rooms in our house, the quality, service, and attention to detail like no other paint company. You know, spring is the season of change. Time to change your wall color or exterior and transform your home with an updated new look. And if you want some help with colors, they've got you covered with in-home color consultation or online with a color visualizer. Don't put it off. Time to hire CertaPro Painters, your residential and commercial painting expert. Schedule a free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C, or call 1-800-GO-CERTA. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. CertaPro Painters, we do painting, you do life.
Texting enrolls for recurring automated marketing text messages. Message and data rates may apply. Texting privacy rules and terms and conditions at textrules.us.
Has dinner got you down? Sick of awful frozen meals or unhealthy fast food? Don't despair, because Martha Stewart is doing a free taste test, giving away 3 full-size meals from her new meal kit delivery service, Martha and Marley Spoon. All fresh ingredients with Martha's delicious and easy recipes. You're eating in just 30 minutes. To be part of Martha's at-home taste test and get 3 free meals, be one of the first 100 people to text the word food to 246-810. It's so easy. Text us now. Martha and Marley Spoon meals are easy, simple, and delicious. And right now, Martha wants you to enjoy 3 of her best 30-minute meals for free, so you can save time and enjoy eating dinner again. To be part of Martha's at-home taste test and get your 3 free meals, be one of the first 100 people to text food to 246-810. That's food to 246-810. Food to 246-810.
It is 8:07. Let's get an update on the roads this morning in the AM 560 Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
Metro trains are mostly on schedule after a rough Thursday. The biggest delay on any line right now is 12 minutes. Northbound Veterans Memorial has a bigger jam. It's heavy from the Fountain Toll Plaza to the Reagan Tollway. Eastbound Reagan Tollway is just a little bit tight around Eola. Northbound Tri-State stop and go from the Stevenson to 47th. Edens runs 19 minutes. Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 24. Kennedy, 38 minutes. O'Hare to downtown. 28 from Montrose, 24 in the Express. Outbound 25 to the airport. Inbound Eisenhower is heavier now. 52 minutes, 390 to downtown. 34 from Manheim. Outbound 31 minutes to 390. Stevenson, 50 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. The ride, 40 minutes, 95th to downtown. Southbound Lakeshore Drive, heavy Wilson to North Avenue. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte. On AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center, here's our meteorologist, Steve Williams.
Today, mostly cloudy, chilly, and a high 36. Some evening snow tonight. Little or no accumulation, otherwise a cloudy night, low 24. Tomorrow and Sunday, mostly cloudy, high tomorrow 33. Sunday's high 24. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
25 degrees at O'Hare. Next news at 8:30. And Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by the IRS Radio Hour with attorney Stephen Leahy every Sunday afternoon at 5 on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy, Conservative Political Action Conference, CPAC as it's called, in the industry.
Yeah.
Kicked off yesterday, featured Larry Kudlow talking GND.
Yeah, and he's the ramifications of what possibly could happen.
The Green New Deal would literally destroy the economy. Literally. It would knock out energy, transportation, airlines, jobs, businesses. We'd probably lose 10 to 15% of our GDP. It's remarkable.
And then open mic night, Lindsey Graham.
Lounge Lizard Lindsey.
So President Trump and I did not start off well. I remember meeting him after he got elected, and he said, "Hey, Lindsey, I don't have your phone number." And I said, "There's a reason for that."
Hey-o.
So I've given him my phone number, and trust me, he uses it. And I couldn't be more proud of the fact that he talks to me and he asks my opinion. And we've got a lot in common now. I like him, and he likes him.
Well, that's a special moment.
I like him, and he likes him. You
For-
know, the zinger line.
Oh, yeah, no, I get it. There's nobody who does more dad humor than Lindsey Graham. For more on other special moments at CPAC yesterday and into today, we're pleased to be joined by our friend Julie Kelly, our CPAC correspondent, a senior contributor for American Greatness, amgreatness.com. Julie, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
Lindsey Graham sounds like a good time, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He's fun. Who knew?
Yeah, he was all the rage in the JAG Corps. How has your experience at CPAC been? Give us, a handle on some of the stars you're coming across. Where's Dean Cain?
It's just stars, celebrities everywhere. I haven't seen him yet, but I will say, this is the true believers from all around the country. There's a lot of young people here, which is great to see. Yeah, and I really hand it to these kids because being on a high school or college campus as a conservative right now is even more hostile than ever before. So it's a great group of young, patriotic Americans. But they've got a lot of great sessions going on. This morning, Devin Nunes was speaking with Byron York and Tom Fitton of Judicial Watch. I think they've both been on your show to talk about the Mueller probe and FISA-gate. Really interesting, Van Jones, who's a CNN contributor now and worked for President Obama, he was at CPAC yesterday talking about criminal justice reform. And he talked to Matt Schlapp, who's kind of the head of the conference. And that was a really interesting discussion. So they've got some great people here and great topics to talk about. So I just think it's real energizing for Republicans right now.
Now, when does Jeff Flake speak?
He's here in spirit.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, who's speaking today and over the weekend then?
They've got a big lineup. The vice president is speaking later this morning, and then they've just got a lot of media types who are talking. John Batchelor and Kim Strassel at the Wall Street Journal will be speaking later today.
Oh, that's good.
Ted Cruz is here. Obviously, Josh Hawley, the senator from Missouri. They have a big dinner, I think, later tonight. The president will be speaking here tomorrow morning. And so, they've just got a lot of lawmakers and media types and different breakout sessions. And what they really do is try to teach, especially the young people, how they can organize either on campus or in their communities to push, more conservative agenda and candidates.
What's the mood among attendees, yourself included, in reaction to the Michael Cohen Day on the Hill, as well as President Trump walking away from the table with Jong-un?
I think as far as the Michael Cohen testimony, pretty much everyone views it as just a disgrace. And, I think some people feel like it really backfired on the Democrats. If you saw, a lot of the comments that Cohen made were so egregious and so personal and grudge-like. And so, the fact that he had a forum on Capitol Hill in front of Congress is probably, I keep saying a new low, but I feel like I say that every week, and then, it's just another new low.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as talks with North Korea, I think there's mixed reaction, but I think, a lot of the punditry class and even foreign policy experts say walking away from a bad deal is better than making a good deal, or trying to present a bad deal as a good deal. So I think people understand what's happening here and have some patience for it.
What about, how he was taking the word of a brutal dictator over his own intel when it came to the death of Oda Wambir?
Yeah, that was a little bit strange. I have to look at those comments again because I only saw clips here and there, and I wanted to see the entirety of it. But look, this is where Trump gets himself in trouble, right? I mean, he's always his worst enemy. I think there's some benefit to going with your impulses and your instincts, but sometimes with him it really backfires, and you create headlines and you create, storyline for yourself that either is really egregious or obfuscates what you're trying to do. And so I think it sounds like that's one example of that.
What's the attitude toward the attendees towards Trump? Is there still largely unbridled enthusiasm and a focus on his reelect, or is anybody saying what some of the pundits have been hoping for, which is, there's a real fissure within Republican and conservative ranks, and people are willing to entertain a primary challenge and that sort of thing? Any of that sort of scuttlebutt?
I mean, I sensed a big buzz for John Kasich to run.
Yeah, right.
People really, they really want him back.
Lighting the crowd on fire, Kasich, yeah.
His dad was a mailman. I don't know if you knew that.
But
no, I think people view their potential, the Democratic contenders against Trump, and I think they're feeling much better about his reelection if he decides to run. I think there are some people who are very nervous that he won't run and what we might be stuck with as a candidate. So I think, as all the polls bear out and you talk to regular Republicans, there's varying degrees of support for Trump and obviously different criticisms of him, which some are valid, some are not. But I think most people support him and want him to run for a second term.
Have you been able to get a up-close and personal look at Ted Cruz's new hair and beard?
I was going to ask you if he shaved the beard, which is funny you brought that up, Dan.
No, but the new hair. I want to see how the new hair came in.
I'm afraid he's going to be there later today. I might
just take a little.
I might try to get a close-up. I'll report back to you.
All right.
See if you can see
I
the
survive
plugs.
it.
I mean, I just want to know who's got the better crop planter. Is it Biden or Cruz? Someday maybe that'll happen to me, and I'll need to know, who to enlist.
So, is there a genuine enthusiasm for the 2020 election there?
I think so. I mean, look, people are very wary and I think somewhat fearful about what's happening with the left right now. And, like you just played that clip from Larry Kudlow. I did see his presentation yesterday. There's quite a few discussions about socialism, and you see how far left the Democratic Party, not just their leadership, but their base too, and all the polling that's coming out supporting socialism and 70% income tax rates and Medicare for all and free college tuition. So I think that is a little scary, obviously, to people who have half a brain. And so, the idea that a Democratic a candidate could win the presidency in 2020 and perhaps take over the Senate, and we're looking at a country run by the far left Democrats in 2021 is a pretty frightening prospect, and it should be for everyone. And so I think to that end, they want to make sure that Trump is, if he runs, is going to run a solid campaign. He's going to have good people around him. That's, I think, a legitimate criticism of the president. As we saw this week, his personal lawyer, why would you ever hire that person? But so I think putting together a good team, I think he's got a solid message. He obviously has a long list of accomplishments. Whether he is going to be able to roll that out and be effective and pick up the states that he needs to again and win, fingers crossed.
All right, Julie Kelly, senior contributor for American Greatness. Before we let you go, any other Trump family members milling about, planning on speaking? Jared, Eric, Don Jr., Barron, maybe?
Laura, Trump, anybody?
I'd like to hear from Barron.
Poor Barron. That's got to be a tough growing up situation. You know what? I'm looking right now. I haven't seen Don Jr., and I would be surprised if he's not. But I don't see any of the family members.
Look for Kelly.
With Dad tomorrow.
Look for Kimberly Guilfoyle's red lips and just follow them, and you'll find Don Jr.
I think I can see them from here.
Exactly.
I'm not even near the convention center.
Julie Kelly, senior contributor for American Greatness, amgreatness.com, and our CPAC correspondent. Julie, thanks for joining us. Enjoy the conference.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
You too. Take care.
And she joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. This is Chicago's Morning Answer. Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Varicose and spider veins. Wow, what a gift from my mom. She had them, I got them, and not only are they uncomfortable and sometimes painful, but I stopped wearing skirts and shorts because I was embarrassed and I really hated the way my legs looked. When my kids asked me, "What are those things on your legs?" I was done. I finally went to Vein Clinics of America. The procedure took about an hour and I was right back to work. What they're doing with lasers these days is unbelievable. The staff made me feel so comfortable, and the results, well, even my husband has noticed. Vein Clinics of America has been treating vein disease for over 35 years. They're the largest and most experienced in the U.S. Look, I've been doing the commercials for Vein Clinics for years because I really believe in them, and you can trust them too. The best part, my insurance covered the procedure, so stop hiding your legs. Call Vein Clinics of America now to see if you qualify for a free consultation. Call 800-375-8900, 800-375-8900. That's 800-375-8900.
Hey, I got a great night's sleep last night. You know why? Not only because it's a MyPillow, not only because I'm sleeping on a MyPillow mattress topper, not only because Bunky was sleeping next to me on the Bunky pet bed. It was because of the Giza sheets.
I wonder if Jake Arrieta is going to have MyPillows for Bryce Harper, since he's cleaning up the place pending his arrival.
Yeah, that Instagram post of him, he's in a black Speedo with some gold trim on it and flip-flops sweeping up the house, and he put under, "I'm getting ready for Bryce Harper."
If I was Bryce Harper, I'd have my head on a swivel when I arrive.
Creepy. Nobody wants to see that and be welcomed with that. Okay. Back to those Giza sheets. It's made from the finest cotton in all of the world. Cotton picked from near the Mediterranean and the Nile River. It's ultra soft, breathable, extremely durable, and it includes full 21-inch wide pillowcases that fit any pillow and deep pocket sheets that fit any mattress. And once you sleep on them, you won't want to sleep on anything else. They are the real deal. They look good and feel great, which means a better night's sleep. Go to MyPillow.com, type Amy, A-M-Y, in the promo code, and you can get the sheets with free shipping and 30% off. Also 30% off those pet beds and the mattress toppers. MyPillow.com, promo code Amy.
My name is David Hochberg at Team Hochberg. If you're credit challenged, Team Hochberg has a special offer. Credit enhancement expert Gary Novell has taught me everything I know about credit and has helped thousands of radio listeners enhance their credit. If your credit is prohibiting you from purchasing a home or refinancing your existing home, Gary will help. Here's how it works. Call Team Hochberg now at 855-56-DAVID and we'll introduce you to Gary Novell. Invest in yourself by hiring Gary to enhance your credit, and Team Hochberg will refund Gary's fee when Team Hochberg closes your loan. If you'd like a professional to enhance your credit so you could purchase a home or refinance your existing home, call the local mortgage experts on Team Hochberg now at 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. Team Hochberg has helped thousands of AM 560 listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 855-56-DAVID. That's 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com.
Homeside Financial Equal Housing Lender, Illinois Residential Mortgage Licensee, MB 66761019, NMLS 1124061.
Your birthday's April 29th. Maybe I can get you a few bottles of Balance of Nature. Because I bet you're not getting enough fruits and veggies. Are you, Dan?
I'm sure I'm not.
You're sure? It'll make you feel better. It'll boost your immune system so you won't get cold during the cold and flu season.
Yeah, I'm going to go full Cory Booker this year.
Okay. But if you want, go to balanceofnature.com, type Chicago in the promo code for 20% off your first order of fruits and veggies from Balance of Nature. It does help boost your immune system, and it keeps you healthy. You know, I got a guy who's been taking Balance of Nature for 5 years. And I said, well, do you feel any different? He said, I don't get sick, but also I don't feel any different than I did 5 years ago. And who can say that? I mean, think of how much our bodies have changed in the last 5 years. And taking Balance of Nature, he's maintained his weight, his muscle mass. I really got to know this guy. So go to balanceofnature.com, type Chicago in the promo code for 20% off your order, or you can call 800-246-8751. That's 800-246-8751.
If you maintain an industrial plant, you know your dust collection systems are a vital part of the operation of your plant. Without them, things can get dusty quick. And when your dust collection system malfunctions, the downtime can cost your plant money. Time to call the professionals at Vans Industrial for help.
Hi, I'm Dave Van Camp, owner of Vans Industrial. At Vans, we work with many different types and sizes of dust collectors, from 1,000 CFM to 100,000 CFM. If your system needs housing repair, tube sheet, pulse valves, ductwork, or collection hoods, give us a call. Schedule an inspection today to keep things running smoothly and avoid costly downtime. And when you're ready for a new dust collector, we can design your system from the collection hoods to the stack for plants of all size applications.
Vans uses only the best and safest union-trained mechanics, insured at the highest level, to perform the job right. Call 833-VANS-IND. That's 833-VANS-IND. Or on the web at vansindustrial.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. We've had a number of candidates for the Democrat nominee for president announce their support for reparations for Black Americans.
We're going to relitigate this again?
Well, it's become center stage within the Democratic primary ranks, hasn't it? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. What do you think about reparations for Black Americans? Sort of prompts a lot of questions, right? To separate victims from villains on this matter. That's the subject of our friend Bob Woodson's piece in The Hill. Embracing reparations debases blacks, raising troubling questions. Again, Bob Woodson, Woodson Center, civil rights era leader. I mean, he has been involved since the 60s. One of these conservative black octogenarians that doesn't get credit or attention he deserves for scholarship and for actually working to uplift people out of poverty and destructive life choices across races. Thomas Sowell, Walter Williams, Bob Woodson. His piece, support for reparations recently voiced by 3 of the 2020 Dem presidential candidates, yet another insult to Black America clothed in the trappings of social justice. Because their declarations were strategically timed during the waning days of Black History Month, it's important to examine the issue of reparations fully through a clear lens of history. And what he finds and what he knows and what you'll find and you should share, historians Henry Louis Gates Jr., remember him, Harvard, and R. Halliburton Jr., note that the ownership of black slaves was not the exclusive domain of whites. In fact, blacks bought and sold fellow blacks from 1654 until the beginning of the Civil War. In 1830, about 13.7% of the black population was free. Of these, nearly a third owned 12,907 of the total slave population of more than 2 million. The first known person legally declared to be in permanent bondage involved a case brought to the courts in Virginia in 1654. Anthony Johnson, one of the country's first black slave owners, had 5 indentured servants. One of them was a black man, John Casser, who had fulfilled his time of indenture and sought his freedom. Johnson and his wife sued in court, and the judge ruled in their favor that Casser was in bondage for life. This was the first known legal sanction for slavery other than as a means of criminal punishment, 1654 in Virginia. Whitson goes on to note, though some blacks purchased other blacks for humanitarian purposes, their freedom,
right,
including family members, many others enslaved fellow blacks for their own economic benefit. One insidious example was the action of members of the Free People of Color in New Orleans, slave owners who offered to fight against the Union Army. According to research by Noah Andre Trudeau and James Hollingsworth, in May 1861, the governor organized the Native Guards of Louisiana, and these black slave owners took an oath to fight to defend the Confederacy. Their ranks eventually swelled to 1,000. Although they were given no fighting roles, this became the first Civil War unit to appoint black officers. Native Americans were complicit as well. According to historian Taya Miles, in 1838 and 1839, members of the Creek, Choctaw, and Chickasaw tribes owned approximately 3,500 black slaves. If a white trader sired a child by a Native American woman, their offspring was entitled to inherit the parent's slaves under white law and tribal law. So, how do you separate victims from villains? How do you choose who pays and who receives? Should the descendants of black owners be made to pay? What is the fair share to be paid by the Native Americans who own slaves? How do we classify people of mixed parentage, blacks who came from other countries or whites who immigrated to America after the turn of the century? Pretty complicated business once you get past the fortune cookie social justice isms, isn't it?
Can you trust the government, if they were in charge of that, to do a good job? No.
Maddie in Orland Park.
Good morning. I would like reparations for my Irish ancestors, because it's my understanding that the Irish were sent into the coal mines, which is how they got the nickname Canaries, to see if it was safe instead of the black slaves. And, of course, if they came out, it was safe to send others in. And if they didn't, obviously it wasn't safe. And if they lost those lives, oh, well. So I would like to apply for my reparations.
All right, thanks for the call, Maddie.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
In Germany, pay up or the pug gets it at 8:38.
Oh, no. But first, into the newsroom we go. Here is Mike Scott.
Skies are gray, 25 degrees, and it's going to be chilly by Monday. President Trump is back at the White House today after returning from his second summit with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. North Korea's foreign minister said this morning his country only asked for sanctions against the civilian economy to be lifted during negotiations.
We understood that it could be more difficult for the United States to take measures in the field of military yet. That is why we proposed the removal of partial sanctions.
Ri Yong-ho says North Korea was willing to give up some missile testing. Pakistani officials brought an Indian pilot to the border. He was captured from a downed jet. Came to a crossing with India for handover as a gesture of peace promised by the Pakistani prime minister amid a dramatic escalation with the country's arch rival over the disputed region of Kashmir. The U.S. Geological Survey reporting an earthquake with a preliminary magnitude of 7.1 rocked southern Peru. NASA closer to taking what it calls a critical first step toward putting astronauts back in orbit. NASA and SpaceX have finalized plans to launch a test dummy this weekend. State health officials in Illinois warning people who may have passed through Midway Airport or Del Nor Hospital in Geneva last week they may have been exposed to the measles. Autopsies are scheduled for later today for 4 killed in an apparent murder-suicide in Joliet. And a council of Christian leaders is calling sexual misconduct allegations against the founding pastor of Willow Creek Church in Barrington credible. Report from the independent advisory group says the credibility of allegations against Bill Hybels is based on the collective testimony of accusers. Hybels stepped down last year after a Chicago Tribune investigation revealed accusations of inappropriate behavior with women for decades. The Bulls are set to take on the Hawks tonight in Atlanta. Chicago's won 4 of 5. Blackhawks begin a 3-game West Coast road trip tomorrow. College basketball, or continue that trip tomorrow, facing the LA Kings. College hoops last night. Northwestern lost to Minnesota, 62-50. The news service of Boost Mobile. With the money you save by switching to Boost, you'll have more freedom to spend your hard-earned tax return on other stuff. Switch today and get 4 lines each with unlimited gigs for just $100 a month. Plus, get 4 free phones. Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save. 8:33 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher says we can learn from the fake beating case.
The damage that this guy caused with this horrible, horrible accusation. If we haven't learned anything, we should learn that the media better stop jumping to conclusions. We need to stop jumping to conclusions. Everybody needs to stop jumping to conclusions. We need a wake-up call.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
Get ready for Tango, the one, the emotion, the Argentine Tango Show with Orquesta Típica La Juan D'Arienzo live, performing in the United States for the very first time, and live in Chicago for a unique show at the North Shore Center of the Performing Arts in Skokie. Friday evening, March 8th at 8. Experience the sensational sound and motion of the pure Argentine tango, taking you for a journey into this most revered romantic genre of music, poetry, and movement. Hear tango music just like it sounded in its golden years in the middle of the last century. Don't miss Orquesta Típica La Juan D'Arienzo, accompanied by 3 world-famous tango dancer couples. You must act now for this single show opportunity. Seating is limited. The show is Friday evening, March 8th on International Women's Day. Tickets available now. Online at northshorecenter.org or stop by the box office at 9501 Skokie Boulevard. You can also call North Shore Center box office at 847-673-6300.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Bob Aument, a founding partner of the law firm of Dassman & Aument and longtime personal customer of Signature Bank. Our firm recently left one of the larger banks to bank with Signature Bank, and it's been a refreshing change. With Signature Bank, we've been able to tailor banking solutions that fit the specific needs of our firm. Beyond that, Signature Bank is responsive, efficient, and timely in meeting those needs. If I have a request, I pick up the phone and talk to Mick O'Rourke, not someone at a phone bank thousands of miles away. Dassman & Aument needed more than what the larger banks offer, and we found that with Signature Bank.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Check out Ground Game, the latest podcast from the Associated Press discussing the top political issues around the country. Available on Apple Podcasts.
It is 8:36. Let's get an update on the roads in the AM 560 Traffic Center, and here is Jim Talamonte.
In Lockport, traffic is stopped on eastbound 9th Street between 53 and State. That's due to a rail crossing failure. Eden's Expressway has no delays at all right now. Hannity inbound and stop and go Montrose to Burns Circle. We're looking at 40 minutes from O'Hare to downtown, 30 from Montrose, 28 in the express lanes. Outbound, there's a 4-minute delay Montrose to Harlem. Inbound Eisenhower, 52 minutes, 390 to downtown, 34 from Mannheim. Outbound, 2-minute delay from Harlem to First Avenue. Stevenson runs 50 minutes, 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive up on 37. Ryan, 35 minutes, 90 to downtown. I-57, 20 minutes, 90 to the merge, Mission 425. Northbound Tri-State, it's slow, Plainfield Road to Ogden. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1-hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center, cloudy, chilly, 36 today. Bit of snow moving into the area overnight under cloudy skies and a low of 24. Currently 25. Next news coming up at 9. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Watch today's show live right now on the Income Store live video stream at 560theanswer.com.
Get your deplorable little face up next to the radio or your phone, iPad, computer, smart speaker, or filling in your mouth that somehow picks up this frequency, because it's time for America's favorite tribute rip-off radio program, Animal Stories. And now, here in person is the Rip-Off Animal Stories news team anchor, man, woman, human, or whatever pronoun they go by, Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
Yeah, what's with this Maroon 5 intro music, though? I mean, think about Nine Inch Nails. You know what I mean?
Well, do they
you know what I mean?
Wait,
you know, Justin knows what I mean.
Do they have a song about animals?
Yes, they do, sort of.
9 Inch Nails? Oh, really? What song is that?
You look it up or ask your sons. All right, Dateline, Massachusetts, before we get to Dateline, Germany. We got a couple of dog stories here. Dog Park Diane calls the cops on a man whose dog humped her dog.
Oh, will you stop it?
Here's the exchange.
No, why are you calling the cops right now? Because I told you I wasn't leaving the park because my dog was humping your dog? I'm not verbally assaulting you. I told you I'm not leaving.
The Attleboro Dog Park.
That's inappropriate for the dog park.
No, it's not.
Is this a joke?
Dogs humping each other, and she's calling the cops.
Not a joke.
Because my dog humped her dog. I've seen every single dog hump another dog here. And she tells me to leave, and now she's calling the cops.
Not just the dogs,
Are you
either.
serious?
Yeah, they will. They'll...
Yo, I can't wait. Yo, this is crazy. Because this, you heard of Barbecue Becky? Because this is the newest one. Right here.
BE989.
Let me get her plate. Let's see. So everybody know who this woman is. We can look this woman up.
No, you can keep the park with your
3ZN996.
Honestly. I'm just trying.
You're not trying to help me.
To tell you
no,
what
you're
the
not trying to
rules
help
are.
me. I know the rules.
You're not obeying
the dogs.
rules.
I'm obeying the rules. What are you talking about? I'm right
You can't
here.
allow your dog aggressively on top of another
The
dog.
dogs hump each other every day, and I took him off. I took him off. I know it's my opinion, but you don't call the cops over it. That's all I'm saying.
That's
You
not
just
the
don't
law.
call the cops over.
Is his dog named R. Kelly?
Oh. And then he peed. Oh.
So, yeah, what do you think about that? Now, he's
Well-
sort of asserting, this guy's name is Franklin Baxley. He's actually a practicing attorney in Massachusetts, and he's asserting that this was racist, as you heard.
Of course, it's Massachusetts. People are so mean there. Oh, that whole state.
Well, what about Dog Park Diane, though, calling the cops over, like, dog interplay?
People are so weird. If somebody touches their dog, they take it personally, and it's like an attack on them.
Why don't you just pull the dog off?
That's what he said that he did. He pulled the dog off. Bunky is not a man.
Or have the other...
Bunky's a female dog, and she humps, too. It's a control issue.
Gross.
Well, it's a control issue. It's not a sexual issue all the time.
Oh, okay, Catherine McKinnon, are you going to go into, like, some feminist theory about dogs? And it's about power, not sex. Talking about.
I think he took it a little too far. She did by calling the cops, but it's
Police did respond to the park. No charges filed.
Oh, they did respond. Well, did he?
I mean,
have
what
to
are they
take his
do?
dog and go
Imprison the
home?
dog or put it to sleep?
Well, they can give him I don't know. Who knows? People are so weird about dogs. I mean,
honestly, that's why I don't like to go. Like, I go to these dog parks or spaces where a lot of people walk their dogs and stuff, but I rarely let Hayek play with the other dogs unless like the owner indicates they're cool, because there's so many people are so weird. They are so weird about their dogs.
Oh, it's their it's their everything. I mean, so we were in Saddlebrook once, and I got in trouble because Bunky was going to the bathroom on the golf course because I didn't know that they had a designated area for dogs. So then the cop pulled me over and said, "Hey, you can't let your dog go to the bathroom here. There's a dog park." So I went to the dog park.
This is the 8th green. Please get your dog off the course.
No, I was on. I was in the rough. But I wasn't on the fairway. So then I go to the dog park that the police officer told me to go to, and the people inside wouldn't let me in. They're like, "No, we're sorry. You have to have a special permit." And I said, "I'm just doing what the police officer told me to do. I have a rabies vaccination on her collar to prove that she does bite another dog." And they're like, "Oh, you're really putting us in a pickle here. We really don't know what to do." Like, just open the gate.
I don't know. Why does anything involving pets?
So weird.
Why would anything involving pets necessitate the police? Unless you've got like a pit bull that's actually mauled somebody. But short of that, like the interaction between your pets, hey, the police have better things to do. Figure it out. Be an adult, right?
Yeah.
Goodness sakes. Now, Germany, they've got it figured out. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
Town in Germany making international headlines for seizing a family's dog over unpaid taxes. Don't think this won't be coming to Illinois. And then they sold the dog on eBay. They initially, in this town of Aalen, they initially wanted to seize the wheelchair of a disabled resident because it was the most valuable item on the premises. These tax collectors in Germany aren't messing around. Instead, they settled on a pedigree pug bitch named Etta. I just wanted to say bitch. One of the officials then listed the dog on eBay at an apparent bargain price of, what was the price? Like 750 euros or something. The dog was sold, and the government kept the proceeds. Etta's new owner is Mikola Jordan. Mikola Jordan is her name.
You're pulling a me on me.
Mikola Jordan.
Name assassinator.
What are you saying?
Mikola Jordan?
Michaelia? I mean, she's a police officer who told the newspaper she was initially suspicious of the low price, but then she wasn't. And the sale went through, and now this German town is getting a lot of focus for their heavy-handed tactics in seizing property to satisfy tax debt. I mean, here, we put liens on, or you just call Ed Burke or Mike Madigan,
oh, right.
Bob Martwick. They just make it go away for you. But what about this? What about seizing a pet and selling it to satisfy tax delinquency? That get people to pay up.
Oh, that'll get, yeah. Just like they'll take your passport if you don't pay the IRS.
312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line. 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. Would you allow your pet to be seized by the state and sold to satisfy, say, your property tax bill in Illinois?
No way. I would live in my minivan. No one's touching Bunky.
You wouldn't do it?
Oh, God, no. You wouldn't either.
What if they came to the door and said, give us
that
mongrel or else? Would you make a run for it?
Overbred flagellant creature. Yeah, I'd make a run for it, definitely. Now that I have my FOID card, who knows what I'd do. No,
okay.
I'm kidding.
Sean from Elmwood Park, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
First off, Prof, your dog is a Pete Silvestri of dogs. He goes to the dog park to look for other male dogs. So you're not fooling me with that dog.
I will not stand for that defamation of Hayek.
Listen, dogs are simply prep for lazy people. And I would serve my dog up on a Korean plate instead of property taxes. Come and get him. But the other thing, it's not just dogs.
Terrible. That's terrible.
I almost got in an accident 20 minutes ago for a goose on Wolf Road. What the hell is the matter with people? I went out of my way to try to hit the goose. I don't understand any of it. They love the animals and hate the babies. I can't figure it out.
Well, why can't you love both? Yeah, why are you so?
Why are you so?
If there's
ever a hurricane, you see people.
Because one is waiting for me to eat it. That's it.
Your dog is waiting for you to eat it?
If things go sideways, he's on a bun. Absolutely.
Okay, Caracas. You would let the state, if you could barter your dog to pay your property tax bill, you would. You're being serious.
He's 16 years old. He walks in circles. I don't even think he knows where he is. Come and get him. We're square.
Oh, my gosh. It's
312-642-5600.
Worst dog owner in the
I know.
world, Sean from Elmwood Park.
Horrible. But while we're waiting to take your phone calls, there's another animal story. And this is, remember this Colorado runner who was he was everybody's hero because he killed a mountain lion with his bare hands?
Yeah.
Remember we talked about this? Well, it turns out that mountain lion was actually a little kitty. It was a kitten mountain lion.
That was planted by two Nigerian brothers?
No. The big cat, which turned out to be a kitten, was 3 or 4 months old, and the kitten weighed about 35 pounds when it was alive. But the necropsy report conducted by the Colorado Parks and Wildlife veterinarian, it was 24 pounds after he died. You know why? Because the lion's siblings chowed down on his remains.
It's the circle of life, Simba. Hey, look, the guy who fought him off, he was injured. He's only 150 pounds himself. It was a 10-minute struggle. Actually, wildlife officials said Kaufman, this guy Travis Kaufman, did everything right in defending himself. So this isn't a hoax.
Well, he hit the animal on the head with a rock, and then stepped on its throat.
Yeah, but this wasn't a
right,
hoax.
But I'm just saying it wasn't a big, huge mountain lion. It was a
okay.
Well, a mountain lion would.
Oh well, all right, okay.
Rawr, a mountain.
But he's not like the Jussie Smollett of wildlife.
No.
There's only one radio show in Chicago talking about today's biggest stories and telling you what they really mean. That show is this one, Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Hi, this is Amy Jacobson. Spring is going to be here soon, and it's the perfect time to take notice of any paint issues. Call the professionals at CertaPro Painters right away to take care of your home. Our front porch and back porches were chipping and peeling, just an eyesore. But CertaPro Painters swooped in and made a huge difference. They also painted a majority of our rooms in our house, the quality, service, and attention to detail like no other paint company. You know, spring is the season of change. Time to change your wall color or exterior and transform your home with an updated new look. And if you want some help with colors, they've got you covered with in-home color consultation or online with a color visualizer. Don't put it off. Time to hire CertaPro Painters, your residential and commercial painting expert. Schedule a free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C, or call 1-800-GO-CERTA. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. CertaPro Painters, we do painting, you do life.
In the Northwest Suburban Corridor, the GOA Regional Business Association brings business leaders together to impact our community. Meet up at the GOA's Business Expo the afternoon of Thursday, March 7th in Elk Grove Village. It's free to attend and an opportunity to connect with business leaders in your community. Find all the details at thegoa.com. That's thegoa.com.
It's Health Quest Radio, Chicagoland's longest-running health, news, and science show with your host, Dr. David Kolbaba.
You know, people who age slower live longer. It's our dirt cheap age analysis assessment. We can compare your biologic age with your chronologic age to determine how fast you're aging. Just a few seconds to safely scan for those advanced glycation end products that cause premature aging. And I'll pay for your first assessment. That's right, your first one is free. Then we'll give you a few things to do and retest in 60 days. It's our dirt cheap age analysis assessment. But you gotta call our Health Quest radio hotline at 800-794-1855. That's 800-794-1855. First one free if you make that call right now. Some conditions and restrictions do apply. It's our dirt cheap age analysis assessment. Call 800-794-1855. It's Health Quest Radio with me, Dr. David Kolbaba, this Saturday morning at 11.
Hi, Barry Sterner, founder of your #1 home mortgage company, Townstone Financial. Are you a veteran looking to buy a house or refinance? Look no further than Townstone.com. We have the answers to your VA questions and promise to get your home purchase or refinance done quickly and without headaches. Remember, VA purchases can be done with no down payment as well as low closing costs. So give us a call now at 312-896-2110 to find out why thousands of veterans have chosen Townstone since 2002. Have a family member who wants to remain in their house until their last days? Is a reverse mortgage the best product to make that happen? And what about reverse mortgage costs? Townstone has the experts to walk you through the entire reverse mortgage process to determine if it's the best product for you and your family. Remember, I guarantee nobody's going to beat Townstone's interest rates and low closing costs, and I own the company. So give us a call now at 312-896-2110 or go to townstone.com. Nobody values your home mortgage business more than Townstone.
Townstone Financial is licensed in Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, Florida. NMLS 136639. www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Equal housing lender.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? Winter is in full swing. We're going to have more snow this weekend. It's going to be in the teens again, and you're probably just sick and tired of all of it. The polar vortex, shoveling, all that. That's why you need to join us in warm and sunny Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. That's where we'll be heading with Apple Vacations, and you're invited to come along with us April 6th through April 13th. We'll be staying at the beautiful Marvel Residences Luxury Resort in Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. All-inclusive resort, just 10 minutes from the airport in Puerto Vallarta. 6 gourmet restaurants, 2 bars, serving unlimited premium drinks. 24-hour room service. This beautiful, all-inclusive resort is situated between the Rainforest Mountains and the Pacific Ocean. It's simply gorgeous. And every room is huge, like 1,400 square feet. Bigger than my house. There's 9 golf courses nearby. The Flamengo is where Dan will be teeing it off. And you can also snorkel, play tennis, or head to the spa. And right now you can enter to win a trip for 2 to join us by going to 560theanswer.com/passport and click on the Enter to Win button. That's 560theanswer.com/passport. That's also where you can go to get more information about booking your trip if you make a great gift. Okay, and the price that Apple Vacations has secured for this trip is incredible and exclusive only to us. The trip gets bigger and better every year. Don't miss out. Enjoy a week in Nueva Vallarta with us. Visit 560theanswer.com/passports.
Well said, Amy.
You've tried digital marketing and just aren't convinced it's getting you more customers. You may have different companies running your web design, social media marketing, and geofencing, and are having a hard time figuring out what's working and which one is a waste of your money. Sounds like it's time to contact the digital marketing experts at Salem Surround. You'll be able to put all your digital marketing under one roof, get monthly reports on results, and instantly move your dollars to the most effective areas of your digital marketing suite: social marketing, geofencing, web search enhancement, event targeting, and more. When you're ready to get rid of the limitations on where you can reach customers, achieve total market penetration for increased ROI, and make every digital dollar count towards sales success, contact Salem Surround. Get a free analysis of your digital marketing effectiveness and suggested methods that could dramatically increase your sales. Learn more. Log on to surroundchicago.com. That's surroundchicago.com, connecting you with new customers.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
It was early last week that I felt as though there was going to be a cold coming on. What I did is increase my intake schedule earlier in the day. And 2 days later, all symptoms gone. And that was my first real battleground test to see, okay, let's see what this can do. Outside of that, I feel better all health. I noticed another lift that says, yeah, this stuff is coming on. I've had people come up to me and say, hey, are you brainwashed by this? I said, no, nothing like that whatsoever. I said, it just simply works.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 20% off any first preferred order of Balance of Nature and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, reactions to our animal stories, both the dogs as well as the Colorado jogger who killed that mountain kitty.
Meow, meow.
Text from 708, cats, no matter how small, are far worse than dog attacks. You ever have those little claws shred you and you'll know. Also, just filling out the story, we understand that from Twitter, the Colorado jogger who was attacked said the cat yelled, "This is MAGA country."
Was there a noose involved and some bleach?
Text from 708, hey, it's a dog, hump dog world. That was in response to the calling the police for over dog humping. 708, quit taking your dogs to the dog park. Nothing but left-wing idiots there. It seems to be the case.
Oh, and real quick, our trip, we do have a winner. The contest is over. You can still go to 560theanswer.com/passport to purchase your trip, but Darlene White of Mokina will be joining us.
All right. Congratulations to Darlene White.
Yeah, that'll be great. Can't wait to meet you.
Byron from Lombard.
You're rooming with Dan.
Hey.
Hey, what's
you
up?
hear me okay?
Yeah.
Hey, no, just real quick, timing's everything, but I wanted to jump in on Amy's story about, those smug little people that wouldn't let you to their section of the...
Saddlebrook, Arizona.
Yeah, the dog park. Wasn't that the same case with that guy who was dumping on the high school tracks? He first tried to get into the dog park.
Exactly.
No, you can't.
Oh.
That's right. That's what happened.
You mean the pooperintendent?
Thanks for the call, Byron. Yeah.
He's now suing the police department because they released his mugshot.
Yeah.
He ruined his career. He can't get a job, Dan. I wonder why. Because he doesn't pick up after himself.
Well, that's right. As long as he picks
really.
up after himself, it's fine for him to defecate on the track.
Right.
Maybe you should try and get a superintendent job here. John in Barrington.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, hi. Hey.
Hey, good.
I think you got to lay off these attorneys, these tax attorneys.
Yeah.
I got a site in Norwood Park. They just reassessed it on February 22nd. The guy's tax bill went from $275,000 to $1.2 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What the heck is he supposed to do?
Give up, liquidate his property.
Yeah, right.
Turn it over
Right.
to the government. Right. No, I understand.
But that's true. It's not a joke. This guy wakes up, he opens his bill, it's $1.2 million. Who's he got to go to? He has to either go to Madigan, Burke. He's got to go to somebody.
Yeah, I understand, John, but
Fritz Kagi is sitting there saying he's got it all figured out. Everybody takes these attorneys and tells them they're all idiots. So guess what? Everybody hates the attorneys now.
Well, yeah,
so now Fritz Kagi is sitting there raising everybody's taxes, and
Yeah.
no one's going to even
be
able to appeal.
He's ungaming the system to some extent. But here's the thing: you understand that the property tax appeals attorneys that have set up this wired system for which they derive a benefit, they're not the heroes in this story. You understand that?
I'm not arguing that. I'm
Okay.
saying we're killing those guys, but we're not killing the other side of the equation.
Oh no, I look.
Fritz Hagee is still raising taxes.
Totally. Look, I'm
I'm
for.
just saying it's
I'm for
scarier out there right now.
I understand.
I used to have some ability to say, okay, I got to call Madigan Getzendanner, but now I can't even do that.
Yeah. I hear you. All right. Thanks for the call, John.
Thanks so much for making us part of your work week and part of your day. Thanks to Justin Kosick, our technical producer, Quinn McCarthy, our executive producer. And thanks to you. Have a great, happy, safe, and healthy weekend. Now here is Mike Scott.
Homicides and shootings down in Chicago in 2019. We'll give you some numbers. Possible measles exposure at Midway and at a Geneva hospital. DuPage County officials are trying to close a photography studio. We'll tell you why. WIND Chicago News Time is 9 o'clock.
Was he lying then or now? I'm